Welcome to the Council of Reeds, an alternate dimension where comics and toys aren't sad and pathetic, but are in fact really cool.
They're always cool.
What? I mean,
Who told you that? Who told you that? Nice. Words.
Pop culture.
They don't know anything.
Pop culture told me that.
We're here to educate people that they're wrong. Comics are cool.
They're actually really cool.
toys are great.
My mum says
They smell the best. both, they're the best two smelling things on the planet. Old comics and fresh toys.
Money.
I don't know. Old comics and fresh toys beat anything.
Money smells like grubby hands.
Yeah, I wouldn't smell money. Money's filthy.
I'm Dylan. That's Jason.
Yo.
Nitin.
Yo.
Fommy.
Hey.
And lastly, where he belongs, Dave.
80.
Okay.
Yeah, both.
This show is available on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. I realise we haven't plugged that in a while.
That's a good idea.
Like, subscribe, comment, and then tell your friends, and then they can subscribe, and then they tell a friend, and then they tell a friend, and so
We're
on.
just a Ponzi
and so
scheme.
It's not,
With no payoff.
It's not like
So it's Ponzi scheme.
It's not like a pyramid. It's more like a dodecahedron.
A trapezium?
But it all comes back around. So, like,
Just take a hydra.
It's like Amway, but we don't sell your shit.
yeah.
Well, I'm trying to.
But not like conditioner and stuff. It's like comic books. Yeah.
Alrighty, so this week we got new issues of Spider's Shadow and Geiger, and another giant
2 for 2.
haul of action figures.
Yes. Action figures.
We also finally got to look at the new Masters of the Universe Revelation cartoon
Yeah.
and Venom.
Figures?
And some figures, yeah.
Oh yeah, new figures and Venom. Let There Be Carnage trailer.
Unfortunately.
For people listening, I'm pointing to a Carnage shirt because there's a shirt.
Changing it up this week.
Well,
And your Venom socks.
well, that's the thing. Like, I did feel weird not wearing a Venom shirt this week, so I got the Venom socks
Hey,
from my show bag.
Have you seen the Venom Pop, the 10-inch one that's coming out soon?
Well, that's a Carnage, but Dave, you're jumping
Is it
ahead, bro.
Carnage?
Just calm down, man.
close enough.
But yeah,
Okay,
it's,
well.
for some
I was already trying to sell that to him yesterday.
for some weird if you want to get into it, you can get into it now. But for some weird reason, we're getting a Venom and Carnage pop, which is fine. Carnage is bigger than Venom when they both come out together, the normal size ones, and then we get a 10-inch Carnage because Carnage is always more bigger than Venom. Yeah. Anyway,
Yes,
don't even get me started on that.
Netflix.
Yes.
New Netflix stuff. Last season of Castlevania came out.
Oh, yes?
New season of Love, Death, Robots
Yeah, watch that.
also came out. And we're also going to talk about Howard the Duck, our second film flashback.
Yay!
I said it right.
Young person said it right.
Hold on.
Film.
Alrighty,
It was foul.
let's get into Spider's Shadow.
Never.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spy Shadow. Well, I guess you don't need to already look. You're
Look at the
already
week.
great.
Look at the week.
Okay, so issue
Week
2
of the
of
book.
this Marvel and their What If line, imprint, whatever you want to call it, I guess. Instead of just being single issues, they're doing
Minis.
longer miniseries. Start off with Last Spider-Man Life Story, Rise Zdarsky as well. And this one, what if Spider-Man's become Venom? I think that's a bit iffy on the terminology, but you know. He doesn't get rid of the symbiote.
Kept the symbiote.
So the first issue was good, but it was all just the setup of Pete getting the suit, finding, Reed tells him it's bad, blah, 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 blah. So the first one was fine, but this one was way more interesting because it was more Pete not being Pete. Like, it was pretty
So
full
not
on.
being Pete.
This was the stuff that I was expecting from that first issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to set it up, so in
Yes.
retrospect, it's fine.
Yes.
But, yeah, when you saw me the
There
premise...
wasn't
I'm
really a
like,
hook in the first one.
No.
Like the end, I guess. You're like, okay. But this was...
I think it's the dumbest version of the Fantastic Four I've ever seen in my life.
Seriously,
Yeah.
man.
And the way when MJ walks in and he's sleeping, the way he's sleeping with the symbiote
Yeah.
and he's like 3 foot off the bed.
It's more comfortable.
It's more comfortable. Yeah, it's so weird. And yeah, just because you've been reading Spidey for so long and the traits of Spidey, just to see the way that Chip's doing this and his complete utter disrespect of great power, great responsibility is just amazing. And then best kicker at the end. I've been waiting for it.
It was so cool, man.
Yeah.
And
it had
I
to
didn't know how they were going to do this particular part, and they have started well, and it's going to be interesting where it goes.
Ton of villains in it too, in general, though. Like,
yeah.
Like the first one.
I think there was a lot more at the start of the book than at the end of the book.
Yeah. Yes. Just a few. Yeah.
Holy moly.
The scene with Jonah. It was really good.
Yeah. Can't recommend the book enough.
Yeah. That is a bit.
Art's still good.
That's-
Art's still good. The writing's making up for the art right
Yeah,
now.
the art's fine. It's not.
It was-
It's not what I would put on the book. That's for sure.
It was easier for me to stomach in this issue.
It's not, but you can't get. You're not going to get everything perfect on a What If book in regards of like.
Just his art, just tonally, I don't think fits what they're sort of going for. You know, he's a bit. It's not like he's bright colours because they're sort of muted colours, but he's not dark looking art. You know, it's sort of very. I always think his stuff looks very pastel because of his colour palette he uses and stuff. It's just not as dark as I would have put on it.
Yeah, look, I would have. How can I put this without? I would have loved to have seen a different artist take on, Pete just dropping body pieces on the ground and them seeing a lot more realistic as opposed to fake. Like it does seem that way, but
the book's great.
The story's making
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's like going back to one of our talks a while back. We were talking about how an artist can make up for
Yes.
Yes.
but the other way around maybe not always.
No, I thought it was very good. Very good.
I'm just glad it's a 5-parter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like,
Because this would
where's
just...
it going next, sort of thing.
And with what Chip did in that last Spider-Man Through the Ages, that was excellent. And the variances on the storyline that he did throughout the years, he's going to do some good stuff at the end of this.
Fantastic Four Life Story starts this coming week. I'm looking forward to that.
Who's
actually.
doing that?
Can't think.
Sorry about that. Without notice.
Not someone of note, I don't think.
Okay.
I think it's sort of
Yeah,
more
I don't think
up-and-coming guy, I think, from memory.
don't think I recognise the name.
No. But it'll be interesting how they do that. Like, yeah. Because the first issue should be super space racy, 60 stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Good book.
Cool. What we got next?
Geiger.
How was Geiger, Jason?
Geiger was very good. I'm really... Man, Gary Frank. Oh,
He's fantastic. I read Geiger too, and
it was good,
yeah,
eh?
it's so good.
You get a bit more of the Geiger Man, the Ghost Man, the Green, whatever he's called. What's he called?
Geiger.
Oh, that wolf is
The
awesome.
Glow Man, or whatever his name. I don't know. He's got a name in it.
Burning Man? No.
I don't know. A bit more of his deal and why he might be, how he is, and that sort of stuff, and more of the
Camelot.
Camelot stuff. That was cool.
Oh, the wenches. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was mainly set in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And a bit more of the story of, what's he call himself? The King?
Yeah, the King.
He just calls himself the King? Can't
Yeah, I think
remember.
just
But
the
yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
That was really good. And so you don't really see him at all, this Burning Man. I can't remember what he was called.
Yeah.
The Glowing Man?
Glowing Man or
Something like that. Anyway.
like
You only
Glowing
see him at the, like, in the beginning, like, flashback, and then at the end.
Yes. There's a lot of set up the King and
Yeah.
Vegas stuff. And like that was all cool. Like the casino and the like his knights.
Yeah.
The radioactive knights and stuff.
That dude looks like Man-at-Arms. No,
Oh, yeah.
he looks like Fisto. He looks like Fisto.
Yes.
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 He does.
But yeah, it was really good. I
Yeah.
really like this book.
No,
Jeff Johns, I like
Killing
Jeff Johns. I'm a fan of Jeff Johns as a writer.
Oh, for sure.
So
And Gary
more
Frank,
of
so-
Vegas?
Yeah, this is mainly set in
Yeah.
in Las Vegas, in Camelot.
Yeah, but...
No, just
still
in Camelot. Yeah.
At the end,
Yeah.
next issue, you're going to see a bit more of one of the other
Hopefully
casinos.
part
I think.
cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
By the setup. And I just it's just good. The story, like the plot of the issue, I won't go into to spoil it, but with the mother, shall we say?
Yes.
Like that was some cool stuff, and like, oh wow, pretty heavy. Very good, pretty. It's great to see Johnsy doing something other than the DC stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was time for him to stretch out and.
Some of his stuff was a bit
Yeah.
hit or miss towards the end there at DC.
Yeah,
You
this
just
might
need
be
to change
like
it up sometimes.
this might be like the refresher that he needs.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, like when he went to Marvel for a couple of years there,
Yeah.
and he came back and did the best stuff of his career,
Yep.
arguably, with the Green Lantern and Black Knight.
mhm.
So I think it is good for all of them to. He gets stuck doing the same stuff and the same sort of rules and limits that each company would have.
What did he write at Marvel?
Avengers. He did a Thing mini.
Yep, a Vision mini.
How
He
long
did
ago was
the
this?
Avengers. It was pre like Bendis.
Oh, okay.
With Coipel or not?
Yes.
Finch or not? Finch or not?
Uh,
Coipel or Finch?
Coipel.
Or not? As long as it's called Red Scare, Red something.
Getting,
And Collins on one arc.
Interesting.
'Cause he did about a year on it, I think.
I think
Yeah.
Bendis was my first Avengers,
Yeah,
to be
New
honest.
Avengers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Thing mini. Apparently, a lot of people liked it. I never read it.
The thing that he was good, him as Scott
Yancey,
Collins.
just was in Yancey Street. I think it was called
Freak Show.
Freak Show.
Freak
Yeah,
Show.
like
It
I
was
like
good.
the. I remember the covers. The covers were really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Scott
never
Collins when he was just killing it.
Mm-hmm.
not so good anymore. It just, you know.
Because I read the first arc of that Avengers.
Yeah.
When that was coming out, and it was really good.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
I remember it being good.
Just little things, like, instead of the mansion all of a sudden becomes the Avengers Embassy. And I was like, get away with your Justice League rubbish. Just felt too...
That does sound like a very Justice League
Yeah, it just
thing.
I didn't think it fit. They're trying to make it more worldly and stuff, which is what they should be, I guess, if it's going to be... And what they are now, I guess.
And then, like, there are some writers that are just sorted to one company.
Of course, because that's what they...
Like, Jeff Johns
more
is
connected
very
DC.
more, sorted to
He's
DC.
Yeah. That's not a negative.
Like, he's not a bad writer. He's a great writer.
100%.
He's just, he's more tuned to DC, I think.
Because his stuff was right, because, it was a She-Hulk arc and a Red Skull arc, I think, were the main two arcs he did. I think, was he the one that brought in the Lionheart, Captain Brittany-looking character, and Jack of Hearts, I think.
Jack of Hearts, I remember him.
He was doing Jack of Hearts, yeah.
I remember Jack of Hearts.
Then Bendis comes in and, they blow him up.
Yeah, no, I remember Jack of Hearts.
Yeah, Jack of Hearts was like, what he was pushing for something new.
Yeah.
But nah, Geiger.
Recommend Geiger.
Yes.
It looks, fairly grounded issue.
Yes, very much. Like, besides the look and theme of the King stuff, the Camelot stuff, very good.
Looks so pretty.
Right?
Gary Frank,
when I was
man.
reading it reminded me a lot of Death Love and Robots.
Oh, yeah,
that was good. It was good. I want to see more of the dog.
Yeah.
Two-headed dog.
Yeah.
That's cool. Need more of that.
All right. The only other thing I read this week was Heroes Reborn, number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. And
Alright, we'll be spoiler-free as much as possible.
it was a yeah. It was an amazing Superman issue.
It was great. Like, not McGuinness this time. It's Dale Keown. So, it's not like you lose now, and it's Hulk-centric.
Ooh.
So, man.
Oh, this first page.
Oh, wait till you see the next page.
yeah,
Next
man.
page. Oh, yes. Nitton speechless there.
Yes.
So it's just a continuation of them being the number 1 super team. The Avengers don't exist. You see him go and fighting some of these weird new takes on villains.
Yeah. Some of them are very DC
it's so DC.
inspired, and it's great.
Yes.
Like all the villains are locked up in the negative zone.
Yeah.
So
Like the Phantom
are they
Zone?
nodding what they're doing? Like, why?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Like it's so
And
conscious.
that's what Squadron obviously always was. It was a
I know,
Justice
but
League,
like,
thingy, but they're just going all in on it.
okay.
Because in there, the Phantom Zone, Negative Zone thing.
Yeah.
Mr. How do you say his name?
Mixer Spitley.
Yeah, there's somebody that's him instead, and it's a Marvel character that you're like, oh, that is
Yes.
different, but fits the power set. It's just really good.
And yeah, won't give it away, but there's this one character that talks like Bizarro.
Yeah.
Like, this is good.
The Pete stuff. So good.
Yeah, well, the piece stuff's very interesting.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Well, because with Heroes Reborn, obviously it's a 5-parter miniseries. But during this event, we also got a ton of one-shots, which are just...
Tie-in books for an event?
No.
I thought they burned themselves out after King in Black.
Generally one-shots, so that helps, I guess. But they also don't seem that centric.
No.
I think, for instance, this Hyperion one is Hyperion and the Imperial Guard. So as in the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. But it is basically, it's Superman and the Legion. Yeah, because in DC in the 60s, like Superboy, original Superboy was just young Clark. He wasn't another person.
And he travelled to the year 3000 to hang out with a group of superheroes from the future called the Legion.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about that a few weeks
Oh,
back
yeah?
on the pod.
Okay, cool.
So
And
this
it's
is
teenage Hyperion hanging out with
the Imperial Guard and the
Imperial
Shi'ar.
Guard.
And this is just issue 121. In the credits page.
Of him just
It's just
in
issue.
of their stories.
Yeah. Just random
I like
issue
that.
of
I like
that.
that.
And it was cool. Connects to issue 2 of that. Something big
Yeah.
you see in there is the origin of in there.
Is it younger Gladiator or is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess it's in the past a bit. The hit, Hyperion. The best thing about it is how much he hits the America thing. Everything's just how great America is.
Yes.
And it's over the top.
Rude.
But yeah, this was. You might
different
know
looking
one of them
brood.
so much. You
Yeah.
can see some stuff at the coach in there.
Still hand me books.
But yes, very, 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 very Legion superheroes.
You got Shutterbug over there?
Yes.
Cool.
And the other one this week is Peter Parker, the Amazing Shutterbug.
Yeah, I flicked through that. That was good. There's not a lot to give you,
I had a flick as well. Yeah.
but yeah,
It was very good. I really liked the story, actually. Because it was... This is Jimmy Olsen. It's Hyperion's pal. Photographer at the Daily Bugle, Peter Parker. But it gives you the whole...
Jimmy Parker. Oh, Peter Parker.
Yes. It gives you the deal with Pete, and it's... Because obviously there's no Avengers, there's no anybody, really, right? So... In this, he's not Spider-Man, he doesn't have the spider powers. And like you see what happened there, why he didn't get bitten. And then so everything's different.
Bit how he didn't get bitten though.
Of course, but...
Yeah. It's a sliding.
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Yeah.
But the next bit of... So he doesn't become Spider-Man, so Uncle Ben don't die, but something else happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew! That was good, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm thinking with Spidey. Oh, what's that?
Shadows, yes. Spider Shadows.
Is it the same universe or is it just happens?
Similar things, yes.
Okay, so
But
not
a
directly
bit
related,
coincidental.
but it is coincidental.
Yeah, a bit
Okay.
coincidental timing, I feel.
Yeah.
Yes, I did think that when I read that.
Bit sad.
But yeah, it's good. And yeah.
Yeah.
So much
that'll be
good in
to
it.
see where it goes.
Don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
That art is fantastic.
Yes.
Dalkione. And then
Yes.
the backup, the McGinnis backup
I
too.
didn't- yes.
Yeah.
With so is that like
Yeah, I think that's obviously how the things are going to start unraveling.
yeah.
Shall we say?
The nod to Salbus.
Yeah, Ibishima.
Yeah,
That's the school.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of backups, in this was genius.
Oh,
I'm
this-
glad I stopped.
Yes. Well, at the end, you know, like Marvel, you'll have a new issue and it feels a bit fat and you pick it up and you flick and it's got the first 5 previews pages of issue 1 of some new book. It's that,
But it's fake.
but it's for Starjammers.
That don't-
And like the things, like the end of it is Starjammers 1 in stores June 92. And like, so the take on the Starjammers, it's basically the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's Corsair, Hezabeth, but they got Rocket and Groot, and young Scott and Havoc.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, they're with their dad. Like, obviously, stuff never happened. They never...
course.
Yeah? And they're basically the Guardians. And yeah, she's like a backup, but not but
wow.
made to be an ad.
That's
It was
interesting.
very cool. And like, I think that will tie into maybe some stuff that goes on there, maybe not. The Nova, who the Nova Corpsman is interesting.
Oh.
It's a well-established Marvel character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil the book for people, even though it's
Oh,
gonna be the book.
okay.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Was that? Hang on. Pause
Yes.
a second.
So yeah, he's a Nova Corps.
Okay. That was a different person
Now,
than I first thought it was.
Some of the other people that he's connected to are in that, and you see where they're at. So how interesting. And I read these this morning. I read Heroes Reborn 2, and then read these. I'm like, that's it. I'm buying all of these one shots. I'm just loving what they're doing because they're just
Is the one right on
And
the
this
whole
is
thing?
full proper continuity. There's no like.
well, it's stuff. It's House of M.
Yeah,
is
it's
what
but it's
the
the
closest
first
thing.
They do
Yeah,
that every
yeah.
few years. That sort of House of M.
Cool.
Someone's can't wipe thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty obvious, I think, who's
Yeah.
behind it all.
Well,
if you
so
read,
like
if you read Avengers anyway,
Well,
you've read the Squadron stuff. You knew what was coming. who
We've
was
read
coming.
Brand New Day.
Yes. But no, it's killer. I'm really digging it. Really
I
digging
did
it.
like in the backup, Tony Stark selling is got a gun shop.
Yeah.
That's what he's used to, just guns.
Yeah, he's
He's
just
an arms dealer.
yeah.
But to the
Not
public.
fancy.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah,
Is this
like
the backup?
gun
Yeah, that's the
store
backup.
guys. Like back in the 80s, that was like the lowest form of person in a movie
that's the
because
backup.
you knew the
That's
bad guy was
the
going
issue,
in.
Okay.
He was going to get the guns, and the gun store owner
Yeah, but
wasn't
there's
going to get
usually
away.
like a-
He
Yes,
was dead.
yes.
A title for it.
Yeah, it's in the
sorry.
end. Right there.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Jason Aaron.
But it doesn't need to be a backup. It's
Yeah, he's been killing it in Avengers for the first couple of years for me, personally anyway. The last couple of arcs I was a bit on, but back to form. This is what I was loving at the start, the build-up of all these teams. And them coming together now. Oh, and yeah, Dale Keown doing some Hulk stuff. Always sold on that.
Great.
Well, he's Hulk's that good. I bought a Hulk T-shirt that was Dale Keown.
Yeah.
It was
He's the best Hulk
Yeah.
there is. I also read one other book this week. I read X-Corp, issue 1. Obviously the new Dawn of X-y sort of Hickman X-Men spin-off book. X-Corp is something that's been around for a while in the X-Men books, not just for this. It's their corporation arm.
They're selling drugs now?
Yeah, they're selling drugs now.
Who's on drugs?
The X-Men.
Oh, X-Men.
Well, because, like, the whole point...
With the contract and everything.
Yeah, to give everyone the medicine and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of... That's X-Corp's first thing, but obviously they got other goals next to become a big multinational, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's run by M/Penance from Gen X, Pep David's X Factor.
Oh,
Penance? Like from
No.
Okay, damn it.
No, Penance like the red.
Yeah. Gen X girl.
Massive
Yeah.
spikes. Yeah.
And Angel, they're the co-CEOs. Recruiting some people to be on her board for the stuff. It was weird. It was very... I liked it, but it was a lot politically sort of businessy stuff. Like, it wasn't very X-Men-y. It's very dialogue heavy.
There's a lot of dialogue on as you're flicking through.
I'm a sucker for Multiple Man, and Multiple Man's all over the place in this book. So I was easily won over by Jamie Madrox.
This doesn't have to do with the book, but you know how years ago they made X-Men Angel's Blood steal people?
Yes.
Do they still do that? Did they just
I think
forget
everyone forgot about that.
Yeah, don't worry.
Once they fired Chuck Austin, and everyone thought that was the worst run on X-Men history.
Secondary mutations.
Wait, so his blood
Wait,
could heal people?
Yeah, that was his, it was his secondary mutation, is what they were calling it.
After Morrison ruined the X-Men, and him and
White Beast.
him and quietly decided to turn the Beast into a cat and wanted Emma Frost to be a diamond lady. They made secondary mutations, and then they would only use it to do stupid things, and somebody get a new power because a new writer would be like, "Oh, well, I've got an out secondary mutation. Thanks, Grant." Angel. At the same time, he gets this super healing blood. He's in a little bit of a sus relationship with teenage Paige Guthrie.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I wasn't reading it. I remember we talked about it.
Then you had the fish kids, Sammy and Juggernaut and She-Hulk hooking up. Oh, it was not a very well looked upon run of X-Men.
I like
but there's some good bits of it.
I liked Grant Morrison's X-Men just because I like Grant Morrison, but I like what he did with the Outcast class, whatever they're called.
The special.
Yeah, there's like with
class.
Beak and
the
radioactive dude.
I
like them. They were great. Yeah,
Angel, the chick Angel.
Yeah,
but the Beak was that was good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
the Cuckoos, he had some great concepts. It was just
the ending was terrible.
Yeah.
Like the Silvestri arc.
Yeah, the future thing. Rubbish. And the best thing in it was the special kid class and like Zorn. And like as dumb as it sort of was.
I think you told me about this once.
So Zorn was the teacher of the special ed class, basically, right? Of the X-Men. So he was a guy, his mutant power was that his brain was a star and he had a metal helmet. Yeah, but spoilers for a book from 20 years ago now. Zorn was really Magneto, but the reveal was he just gets up and just takes Xavier's legs away from him again or something like that, and it's just like, wow. Then there's a big riot, and he's got the girl, one of the cuckoos, the 5 cloney girls. Right. One of them's with him, and they're all doing friggin' puffer mutant drugs, and it just went real Morrison real fast.
So I like Morrison.
Yeah,
so
it also gave me Cassandra Cain, so it's rubbish run.
Yeah, that was garbage. I'm not gonna stick up for that.
Got a twin from
which he consumed in the womb.
Whoa! What's this about a secret twin?
Yeah, the villain of the early part of his thing was Cassandra Nova.
Yep.
She looked ugly because it was drawn by Quietly, and she was a skinny. She looked like Xavier, but no hair. The whole deal. But it was a chick, supposedly, I guess, you know. It was just...
It was like Xavier. There was 2 twins in the womb, and Xavier consumed her with his psychic power. And then
2 twins, there's 4 people.
No, there was 2 beings in there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Xavier.
I didn't even know what I said. But yeah, I can't remember how she came.
I don't think there's an actual answer that makes sense. I don't ever remember understanding it.
Yeah,
then.
It was weird.
And she got around in a safari, like she was going on safari in like the 1940s.
It was terrible. That whole bit was terrible.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
Good.
There's some good things in the run, but Jesus.
That Cassandra Cain was terrible.
And the X-Men didn't recover.
He said Cassandra Cain the first time.
He did.
Yes.
He did.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Not to be confused with Cassandra Cain, who was actually cool.
Not in that movie, she wasn't.
Don't remind me.
Now this is the part. That's about all I read. Dylan, you read anything?
I did not read anything
Dave,
else.
you read anything?
Well, just the Spidey and the.
Yeah, we talked about them already.
I know.
But Nitin read things.
Ah!
Nathan read Fantastic 4. You doom sucker, you.
So I read Geiger, and I read this issue of Fantastic Four, which is The Bride of Doom, Part 1.
Yes.
Like, it's pretty cool. I don't want to spoil things, but it starts off with they got Ben and Johnny go on a double date to the museum, which has Latvian artifacts, and there's protesters outside. You know, free Latveria and anti-Doom people, so scum of the earth. But they get attacked. That gets attacked. Did you look for this?
No, I haven't had a look
I don't know
yet.
if you want to look for it, or you can read it.
I'll read it later, but I don't care. I don't spoilers, bro.
October 19th,
always
I'll
look
get
at
there.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty good. Dad gets attacked and stuff happens, and there's awesome cool backup in there, which I want to spoil, but spoilers. I'm gonna spoil it because it's really excellent. Because the backup, because Doom is getting married, and he asks somebody to get married him in it, and in the
Somebody
end,
marry him.
Oh, he's asking for a celebrate.
no, he asks somebody to marry him, like he proposes.
Sorry.
He proposes. Sorry, I should say he proposes. And in the end, it goes to a flashback of them at university, and Reed goes up because Doom's by himself because he's smarter than everybody.
Yeah,
Not because he's a loser.
No, because he's smarter than everybody. They're beneath him. Anyway, he tries to be friendly and play chess, and Doom stalks off like he's Doom.
Yes.
But Reed gets a message to meet him back there, and Doom's like, in Latveria, we've got this challenge, it's a duel, a sword duel.
Yes.
And whoever loses yields is bonded to the winner, to do a boon. So you're like.
So that's why he's the. Yeah. Go. Continue.
Oh, did you figure it?
No, I'd seen somewhere about stuff.
So they have a duel, and while they're dueling, they're having a chess match. But they're doing
At the same time. What do you mean?
They're saying the moves. They're moving.
Oh, okay.
Pawn to E4.
Because I was like, huzzah! B5 or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like chess boxing.
Yeah, chess boxing, but chess fencing.
Excellent.
But no, you're having a mental
chess.
Mental chess while they're fencing, and
Yeah.
Doom wins, and then he asks Reed to be his best man, which was my favorite part of the book. I'm like, which is surprising.
I thought you would not like that at all when I read that.
Oh, I was gonna say why. I was like, okay,
But it's because he does know Reed's a good man.
Plus he won.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it helps that it happened years back too, right?
No, this fight is
Wait,
recent.
Recent.
It was a flashback to them at university.
Oh.
And then and then they set up meet me here.
I took that the same way.
Yeah, okay.
I thought,
Yeah, so
I was on-
I thought the fencing was.
But you flipped
at
it.
I knew the
university.
answer, yes.
But yeah, that was pretty interesting. Okay, but yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably who I thought he was going to propose to.
Okay.
But there's other stuff with Johnny and
his girl.
Johnny and his girl and
Are
other
they making
stuff.
fun of him with the scroll again? Because he was getting cut up about that at the start of the series. It was really funny. They kept giving him crap about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, this really isn't funny, guys. And he walked off with the shits in issue 5 or something.
What was this? Oh, I haven't read the earlier one.
No, yeah, but I just... In this
Oh, there was
as well.
something with the scroll,
Yeah,
Layla or
yeah,
Leja, or
yeah,
whatever her name is.
That's her.
But yeah, no, it's a pretty good issue. I liked it. Doom's only in it for the backup and pretty much the last page
Like
of
you
the
bought
main
3
story.
issues of it then, with all those variants.
There are lots of variants. Whoever got the wraparound.
Is it Johnny?
Yeah.
So what happened to
Yeah.
Johnny Storm?
Yeah.
Dirty dog.
Yeah. And he's under the bed when.
Yeah. Excellent. I gotta catch up on that.
Yeah. So
Johnny.
I don't get spoilers, but I really liked it.
What issue number is it?
32.
Okay.
Is Slot finally picking up again?
I think he's running. All in all, has been not bad.
Yeah.
It started slow.
Okay.
The first arc was not good. I didn't think.
I'm up to Point of Origin, and it's okay, but yeah, it's just after the.
Yeah, because I didn't like the first arc, and I didn't really like the Galactus second arc. Oh, it started good, and then just
It started good,
yeah,
and when
yeah.
with Doom and everything,
Yeah.
it was excellent.
And then the Origin arc, I actually liked it, except for I'm not sure how far you're along.
I have only
Yes,
literally
yeah.
just started.
So, like, there's one part of it, I'm like, oh, that's just unnecessary.
It's like a retelling of the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, was it the aliens that are waiting for him? Or-
Yeah. You're like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, them going there in the story of that and all. And
Oh,
that
thought that part was
but
cool.
just
I'm
that
like, oh, they're waiting for Avengers.
it wasn't
I'm like, hang on,
just random.
Yeah.
You're like, come on. Didn't they, like, you don't need. The FF's got a simple backstory. Space race, go in there, cosmic race. Boom, done. Next.
Well, that's why this upcoming life story is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, how they spin it.
Yeah.
Because, the last one was done really well, so.
Fingers crossed.
And, like, will we see, like, will we lose, like, obviously we're going to lose a member or two over the time. Like, Reed alone, especially if they do it old school, he was, decent age in 1961. You know what I mean? Like, he's got the sideburns going on, and he's much older. He's the...
White hair doesn't mean age.
No, I know, but he was...
I thought that was
Rittner's much older, too. Huh?
Wasn't that because of the rays?
No.
Like when he first got his powers, like he had the thing coming?
That was in the movie. I believe.
Yeah. Because he was always supposed to be older. He's like a science professor, and, he's got to be... Compared to Sue and Johnny, especially, and because Johnny's like 16, Pete's age. Because by the end of Spider Love story, Pete's old. So, like...
Yeah.
I reckon they'll spin it like the cosmic rays helped him not age.
I think out of the four of them, one has got to go, though.
Stretchy.
Yeah.
If
I
you're
reckon,
doing
I
real
reckon
time.
it'd be thing.
Hmm?
I reckon it'd be thing.
Yes.
And the rockness.
Yes. Consumes him or something. Yes, I thought that too, probably. But yes, that'd be interesting. All right, Mr. Bommy, where are we up to then?
October 19.
It's not too far away.
Yeah. So catching, especially like
And you missed a couple
last
of
year,
months.
There's a couple of months
Yeah,
there that were
no
like
books.
5 books and different stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely catching. House and Powers. So I finished that mini. That was amazing. I was saying it the other day. I was the issue of Apocalypse on the cover. It was late one night, and I started reading. I'm like, nah, I need to concentrate more about this. And then that was the full rebirth with the 5 mutants. And I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't read this at like 11:30 last night. So yeah, the way that all finished up. So I'm ready to start Hickman's first lot now. There's quite a bit actually. So I wrote some stuff down. Actually, probably the book of the week was a Moon Knight annual that was like him and Kang, and it was all the different Moon Knights throughout time. Oh. It was excellent. It's called Acts of... Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't. It was annual. It was like Acts of Evil.
Acts of Vengeance?
Vengeance.
Yes, those
Yeah.
one-shots. I don't know if I bought that.
It was amazing. Because you had full Pharaoh, and you had like Cowboy and Indian, Moon Knight, you had like Gangster Moon Knight. It was
cool.
excellent.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check if I bought that. Because if I did, it probably just got boxed away.
Highly recommend checking that out.
Because it wasn't an annual that was connected to the series.
No,
It's just one of those
is it completely...
Marvel and their annuals are. The Acts of Vengeance annuals at the moment.
the
They all cross over.
They're all, crossed over
Yeah.
different ones. I finished the Contagion mini.
Yeah.
Which was really good. I love Brisson anyway.
Yes,
Everything I read from Brisson. And being that I know what Brisson's written previously, I'm like, this is just going to become a Moon Knight and an Iron Fist story, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's exactly
Oh,
what it became.
for the first issue, I'm like, I picked it up on spec, like, And I'm like, oh, this is just a Moon Knight book.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's the way I finished it. And it is excellent.
Because the covers made, I thought, looked very more like it was going to be FF sort of centric, right, from the covers.
Very much so. And the way it all started with
Yeah.
Nancy Street and Moloids and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Okay, but then as it continued on, it was... And they even call themselves like the B-grade Avengers in it. It's like, call the Avengers. No, we don't need them. And he even says, with the way this is all working out, you're better off staying away because you'll get infected and blah. And yeah, it was all the, the street level Avengers essentially. It's like the old school Netflix TV shows.
Yeah.
There's no... I think Jessica was in it as well. Avengers was Challenge of the Ghost Rider finish.
Oh, yeah.
Some good Johnny Blaze in that.
Yeah.
That was some interesting stuff. I'm not a big fan of the newer Ghost Rider, but he's okay.
Yeah.
He's getting better.
Yeah. I never liked him until this Aaron stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's not annoying. Like, he's the kid audience character in it, which can be sometimes a bit but it's just the stupid idea that he doesn't have a motorcycle.
Oh,
and
the
drives
car
a car.
one? Yeah.
So stupid. Doesn't ride it.
And it came back again in this one that was in issues about 4 or 5 issues ago where he went to his version of hell and it was just him sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's really good. Like, that's the Ghost Rider's version.
And like his skull always confused me.
Yeah.
It looks like a helmet.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a skull. Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch.
Yeah, I was wondered why Blazer's head is now the same as. Oh, sorry, his outfit is very similar to
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze. No, Johnny Blaze's look now is very similar to the new Ghost Rider. I'm like, why is it just a normal flaming skull? It was like I don't know, it might have just been the artist rendition of it, but it just seemed weird. I'm like, Johnny never looked like this back in the day. It was just like a flaming skull, like
an actual skull.
Yeah, like an actual skull, as opposed to his weird-looking metal helmet.
I think it's a helmet deal, right?
It's got lines.
Where
the fire comes out looks like a vent.
Yes,
like I don't get it.
Terrible design.
It's like a see-through helmet, isn't it?
Well, I think it's just supposed to be his face, but
it's very
it's
stylized.
not like and if you rode a motorcycle, you could understand it maybe being a helmet. But if you're wearing a helmet in a car, you're in a short bus normally.
Yeah, but he's like a drag racer sort of.
It's got a muscle car, right?
Yeah,
but they don't.
Yeah, I mean, like
Fast and Furious don't have helmets.
That's very true. So yeah, that I'm keen to get into that. Actually, the next story I think was the one with the old school, like remember the first Avengers, the Starbred Hulk.
Yeah.
So I think it's another backstory. So that should be good.
Some of them were good.
The last one was a Strange Annual, and it was terrible. It was a Halloween one, and it was not great whatsoever. And it was because it's been Wade writing Strange, and someone else writing Strange, and it was just a completely different tone, He was being an absolute prick to his
Librarian girl.
Yeah, the Librarian girl. I'm like, this isn't how Strange has been acting. Anyway, I can't think. Monica, no. Anyway,
Zambrino or something.
Yes,
she's got a weird name, right? Z something.
It's going to annoy me now.
Zemia?
Xena. No, Xian. No. Damn it. The backup story is a Wong story.
Ah, sick.
And it was like Wong talking about what his final acts on this world will have to be if everything goes to hell, and all what his challenge is in this life and what he will have to do. And I'm like, after that, Zelda. It's Zelda, I'm pretty sure.
It's something like that.
I'm like, wow, after that terrible first story, that's a great backup. And yeah, it was really cool. And I haven't seen Wong in ages.
I like what they've done with Wong.
Wong's running a demonic hotel, and but you never see him anymore.
Demonic hotel?
Yeah. I'm like, that's a story in the waiting. But
look at him working his way to the top.
But that's a year ago, so
I don't think much.
Nothing would have happened of it, I'm guessing. So, and Surgeon Supreme's about to start. So,
that was only 6 issues, right?
A bit more than that, I think. I haven't read them. They're sitting there in the unread pile.
Yeah, there's a little bit in the unread pile, to be honest. I've got the Symbiote Spider-Man, that's separate. I've got like 6 issues of that sitting there that I haven't really touched.
Yeah, I read the first one and a bit of the second. I'm a bit behind on them. And they're good because it's Peter David. They're always good, but they're hard to get excited about because nothing's going to happen, actually, because they're set in the 1980s.
Yes.
So there's no big ramifications going to be in them.
And at the moment, the big bad's Mysterio. And I like Mysterio, but it's not enough to go, read me, when I've got all these other books there.
Totally. Yeah, that's why it's on the bottom of my pile always, because it doesn't impact.
I've just got to the JJ books, that Spider-Man that JJ Abrams did. So what I'm trying to do is, as I get to books that aren't in continuity, as I'm getting through, when I get to the, say that's a 4-part, when I get to the 4th one, then I'll read all 4 parts. But at the moment, I'll just let that build up.
Yeah, because they don't.
Because that's what I did with Contagions. I just went all the way through.
That J.J. Abrams book seems like it vanished really fast.
Because I only did like 3 issues and then
3 issues and then it was like a 6-month break at least.
That's why it hasn't come.
It took at least a year and a half to finish 5 issues.
Because there's like big fanfare came out and then nothing.
Interesting.
5 or 6.
I want to say 5.
Yeah.
I want to say 6.
I'm only up to December, like in that box there is.
It was
December, so.
I reckon between issues 2 and 3 was like months and months. But between 3 and 4 was about the same sort of time period. I think 4 and 6 came out, or 4 and 5 came out fast, but those middle issues.
It was at least like 5 months or something like that. Something ridiculous like that.
Was he filming?
I think the COVID thing happened as well. Right. It was during that, so that didn't help. That probably gave it. But then when it comes back, you're like, well, why wasn't it done?
What else? Yeah, I know. Like people in isolation. I mean, It's not like you have to go into the bullpen and draw it out.
I don't think JJ was doing much of the writing. Let's be honest. You know, he was using his name to give
Maybe
his
some
kid
plotting
and open
yeah.
the door. Yeah, plot at most, and maybe once over of the final script, and like change this line to this. But she's trying to give his kid a job, I reckon.
I also read the first 2 issues of that Spider-Man Venom Double Trouble.
Oh yeah,
Kids one. It's a flick more than a read, but
I love that artist.
yeah.
that's why I brought it up. That art is sensational, and the way it works is it's like a concurrent storyline a little bit, and then they meet up, and then I think they're roommates. And then Venom has a job he needs to do, so they just swap brains. So it's like Freaky Friday.
I thought looking through that's what happened.
But then and Venom it's for a game show. It's like a Ultimate Warrior kind of game show thing. And that's when Spidey's in one's on, he's like, you stole my body for that. But the Venom inside the Spidey body, it just looks like Spidey, but it's got like the Venom eye. And yeah, the art looks excellent. So yeah, that was a fun
Who
little...
was the artist?
Guthrie?
Guri Hiru or something.
Yeah.
Something weird, like
I
a
don't know its name.
pen name kind of thing.
Yeah.
They did Superman Smashes the Clan.
Oh, them.
Yeah, and
that's a nice art.
they've got a Thor and Loki double trouble out at the
Yes,
moment.
yes. Oh, so
Because it's so cartoony, but not like it's still proper.
yeah.
So I think, like, they did the Avatar Last Airbender stuff from way back.
Oh,
I think maybe that's where they started.
sure.
But yeah, great.
Yeah, I
Great
really
stuff.
Yeah, it's
did.
fun.
I like the art in the Superman versus Smashes the Clan.
Yes. Oh, so good. Great book.
I want to get the Thor and Loki trade, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I did read one more book.
Anyone
yeah.
The
else?
Silver Coin 2.
Oh yeah. How was that?
It's pretty good. Like, the story was good. The art was a bit...
Wishy-washy looking.
Like, the colour in that was pretty washed,
yeah.
super washed out. And
This
didn't
one
really...
was
It didn't really...
Friday 13th
Yeah,
slasher deal, right?
yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
the violence in the story was good. The art was just very not suited to it.
Sure.
Very... honest. I don't want to say simple, but it was very... I don't know. I'm not here...
Yeah.
We have an issue to show, but... Yeah, the art didn't really suit the book, but the issue was good with the slasher and twist on with the coin and stuff. But yeah, so it's a good series. I like it.
It's a cool idea.
Next one seems like to be was it Brisson?
It is Des Brisson. So hopefully it'll be a Moon Knight story.
I mean, I guess a silver coin. Anyway, that's it.
Okay, so we've got another heap of toys.
Toys.
Where do you want to start with?
Yeah, we'll go
Stein.
the Steins, but they're sold out because I
Thank you,
gave
Morg.
it to one of you losers. But we've got more coming.
Where are we going?
Stonecutter
Steins.
Stein.
Oh, yeah.
Simpsons Stonecutter Signs.
Let's go old
Hard
school.
to read.
Yes. Flash.
Oh,
Defenders of the Earth. Did you ever watch Defenders of the Earth, Dylan?
I've seen the intro.
Cool.
The show was good.
It was
Yeah?
good.
Show was good.
Is that Mandrake as well? The magician?
Mandrake.
Yeah.
Because it was
Mandrake?
like Avengers,
I
bro.
used to watch that.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it was like
it was
it was all like comic strip,
or the
King Syndicate,
Yeah.
King
Wow.
King King like
King
newspaper,
Syndicate,
yeah, King.
Syndicate, or whatever.
What happened with the rights for Mandrake? Didn't he debut in Action Comics #1? Flash?
No,
Or am I thinking of someone else?
You think it's something else?
Isn't he?
it was newspaper.
Yeah.
They're all newspapers.
Yeah.
Strips.
Strips.
There was a magician dude in Action #1.
It wasn't Mandrake.
Might have been Mandrake, but yeah.
I don't think it was Mandrake.
I like that. I forgot about him.
Luthor.
But yeah, so we got Mandrake, Flash, and the Phantom. Mandrake, sorry. Not Mandrake.
Ming.
He's in the second
You got
wave.
Ming,
I guess.
didn't you?
Ming, the Merciless. He looks like Mandarin from Iron Man. No, he's cartoon. They just ripped that off, didn't they? Well, he is just the same, isn't he?
I'm curious about this Mandrake magician. Maybe some of a...
Because this Phantom looks fantastic. I'm a big fan of the Phantom comics. I've got a whole bunch of
Wow.
Phantom comics.
Obviously.
Yeah, it must have been some other magician dude. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's so many of them that...
Yeah.
similar.
And top hat, wand.
Yeah.
It was definitely not Mandrake. Mandrake was like newspaper strip.
Pretty sure it was
Okay.
Zatanna.
But yes, so yeah, Defenders of the Earth for you youngsters
Maybe.
like Dylan out there. It was a cartoon in the 80s where they took the 3 big stars of the King syndication newspaper strips, Phantom, Flash Gordon, and Mandrake, sent them to the future sort of thing, and yeah, they were great. They
Yeah,
were good.
the theme song was excellent.
Good. NECA, you know,
Wow.
sort of different than NECA's sort of usual thing, right? They're doing superhero toys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they usually have like
Movie.
some kind of live action.
Yeah.
reference.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And a bit more articulation than the usual figures.
Yeah,
Because they're so likeness based.
Yeah.
the blast effects. I'm interested in see how that works.
Yeah. No, but they're cool.
The ring lights
Yeah,
up.
it's
It's
Flash
like,
Gordon
oh,
looks sick.
Yeah, they're great.
you gotta get
They
an
all look
LED
great.
in there and everything.
Like, I'm gonna buy that Phantom and maybe that
That-
Mandrake because the Mandrake looks
Yeah.
so good.
The Ming, though, like, that's
Yeah,
a
the Ming,
pretty highly detailed
does.
figure.
It,
Like,
I know
they
it's
can always do good stuff, but it's different.
I know it's gonna sound weird. It reminds me of that the Skeletor that
Oh.
from the new He-Man show.
Yes.
The
Maybe
the
the
big
rings
sure
don't
does.
light up.
the similarities.
I don't think the rings light up.
No, it doesn't light up. You just click it to the ring and it's like
Light up in toys are not good for your toys. Battery leaks ruins your toys.
yeah.
So annoying.
Oh, it's got a cloth cape and everything. I know.
You know what it says? Blast effects. They should add sound blast effects or something.
What do you
Well,
mean
you
by
want like
that?
a thwip on a Spider-Man?
No, I
Is
thought
that what
it'd be
you want?
like light up. You know,
Ah.
like. I didn't realize all sound. I thought it'd be just like both or something. You know.
It's
Like-
not sound.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean by sound?
Well, what does it mean by blast effects? Then?
The lightning of the gun.
This
When
is
you-
a black
this
stuff
is
effect.
laser.
This toy. This
Ah.
thing. You attach it to the gun.
It's a laser blast for the gun.
Okay.
So it looks like he's shooting
You're
pew
an
pew.
amazing person, Dave. You really are. We spoke
So
about
what, you
it
thought
la-
this blue thing was like a sound effect?
We spoke about it last week when we were
Yeah, well,
showing the Cyclops.
yeah, I know
Look,
that.
his blast effect.
Optic blast!
He even
blast.
says it in the game.
Yeah, but I
Optic
know what I'm
blast.
looking for, and I think of optic blast.
I see, okay.
Optic means a visual.
I thought you wanted like, yeah, just friggin' Hulk hands have got like pow on them or something.
Yeah, whack.
Yeah.
You
That's
wanted
strange.
onomatopoeia with your action figures.
Do you remember the first Simpson figures that had the speech bubbles that you stuck in the heads?
Yeah,
They
that
were cool.
the best was the ones where you clicked it into the
Oh,
base
yeah,
sets,
yeah, those-
and they
Oh,
just
excellent.
They made so many of them.
Yeah, but not everybody.
I know.
you had so many of them.
Yeah, the three of you were just going hardcore on it.
So many.
Look at the shop. Half the shop's toys were Simpsons.
It's because of you three.
Yeah, because Chris Farrell and me, Jay, and Tom were just like, ooh, that one.
Can't blame
And you had to be fast because the other one would get the good one before you. You're like, damn, I wanted that Halloween set. But I'd already bought.
You quickie mark.
Yeah.
Half the shop was still Simpsons when I started working.
Ah, so good.
And we had to dump it all.
Didn't have to.
Oh,
well.
I've still got some figures laying around. Other figures this week.
We have Battle of the Bands, Back to the Future, Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Got the replacement hands, so he's strutting.
That's not what you said earlier.
Strumming.
Oh no, he's strutting, and also strumming. Save the clock tower. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
And is that
Nice
also a tiny family photo in there?
Yeah. That's going to disappear.
Oh, yeah, it's going
how
to
good would it be if
disappear.
it's holographic and it just
That'd be so good.
No, if you heat it up, it like becomes all.
It'll probably catch
Melt.
fire.
No, you know how colour changes, like when you.
Well, his
I'd be like
hands,
with hot
his
water.
hands going. His hands fading away.
oh wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. That's really cool.
Oh, cool.
That is really
Yeah.
cool.
But that's not Battle of the Bands.
I got a weird observation about that in our film.
In the movie, it's at...
It's at the
The
actual.
end.
It's the
The end.
Yeah.
enchantment on the sea.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway.
Yes.
This Back to the Future's been killing it, though. Killing it.
Oh, is that also the Shinning?
Wanna play?
Shinning twins. Grady twins.
Oh, and there's like a cutout backdrop
sweet.
thing.
Because we don't... Like, it's part of the Toonie
Terrors.
Yeah.
Terrors line,
Oh,
which is like cartoony sort of versions of
Yeah.
horror stuff. We don't get a lot of them in because I think it's a bit weird. But you don't get much shiny stuff, and
Yeah.
they look cool. Like, they don't look
They
too...
look
I
pretty
do
cool.
love that the background's on the back, but I'd love to see the rest of the range of the other toonies that are available because they look excellent.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see what other ones are available. But yeah, you can't go wrong with
Because
that.
they don't look too stylized.
No, they look... Like,
Little girl.
if you just had them with the rest of your NECA movie sort of figures, they wouldn't look too out of place. Where you use your Texas Chainsaw, it just looks too like a 80s cartoon.
It's like a Hanna-Barbera
Yeah,
version
yeah,
of like
yeah.
Leatherface.
Some of them are cool, but they look a bit weird.
Yeah. No, they look good.
Yeah, these were decent.
I'm surprised because 80s, you know, they cartoon for everything.
Yeah.
A Texas Chainsaw Massacre cartoon would have been hilarious.
I couldn't believe there was a RoboCop cartoon.
Yeah, it was
And a
terrible.
Rambo cartoon.
Rainbow cartoon.
We'll do a reenactment of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Hey. Pay
This
for it
is
first,
a
later.
beast of a figure.
I haven't
There's
looked at that
some
yet.
weight,
actually.
man.
Oh yeah, it's good.
And I have to say that replacement head is quite scary. I like it. King Kong, a little bit posable. What do you reckon? 7-8 inch.
I'm saying,
Good size.
No, it's pretty good.
It's got a, the color scheme is
Yeah,
a bit of an odd choice.
What's the
but
go with the color scheme? Because it
I think it's
is.
based off the poster or something.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like
Also, it looks like that.
it looks like it's sitting in a train yard at 2 a.m.
It looks like a gibbon's butt.
It's like a Gibbons butt.
You know how gibbons have...
Yes, I understand what you mean. It's not where my brain was going. I thought it looked
Oh, you
like.
mean the monkey, not your mate? His surname's Gibbons. Okay.
See, I just thought he looked like the cops have got the sirens on in front of him. You know?
yeah.
The articulation.
I did not
in this,
think of monkey butts.
The articulation looks a bit. Just the placement of it is a bit weird. Like it's got the.
They're the chest cavity
The
one.
chest one,
It's
yeah.
a strange choice.
Yeah. Like it could have just done it under the pecs and it would have been fine.
Both
But yeah,
Also-
pretty good.
Ab crunch.
Probably didn't even
Yeah.
need one in the torso, to be honest.
I think it is just like. Yeah, the paint job is like just meant to be posed and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Not-
Well,
not-
all the NECA figures are
I thought it was.
got bugger all articulation. Like honestly, how
They're
much
very
articulation is in this?
Very McFarlane-ish.
a few. It's more
What's
than
on the-
I would have thought.
Yeah,
What's
I
on the
know,
back of the
but-
box, Dylan?
Like the
Is it-
tail's articulated.
I was gonna say, it
Well,
almost
that
looks
should-
like if he's in the.
Because that's what it is. It's the lights of the.
I was gonna
thing,
say,
yeah.
is it? It's the lights of the theatre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough then.
and because they did a normal
His acting.
brown Kong last year, like just without the.
Well, yeah, the inside
Lights.
cover is like his. in
It's
the-
during his solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how well that comes across. That paint job.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit odd. 'Cause
And it's
it
not
looks
like
it's
the
painted orange and
yeah, it's
blue.
not like the video game version of the Alien and the Predator
yeah,
and
yeah.
the Terminator. That makes sense.
Yes.
That's I don't like it.
What a segue!
Oh,
Look at that. Predator 2.
Hey.
Now, for everything that may be lacking, holy hell, the detail on this is ridiculous.
All this stuff came in on Friday, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
you
haven't
missed
seen
out.
any of this.
That unmasked spare head is ridiculous.
the Predator figures, Predator and Alien figures, NECA
Oh.
did over through the years. They've been great.
Now, Dave, this isn't an optic blast, but you can see there's an effect coming out of his gun.
It goes bang.
So that's not an extra piece. That's
Does it make a sound?
you can make a sound if you like.
That's better.
Pew pew pew, Dave. You can. Yeah, very cool.
It's pretty cool.
There's a Predator 2, yeah. Ultimate Guardian Predator.
Underrated Predator 2. Underrated.
I was just about to
You
say
can't
that.
top the first one, but Predator 2 is a damn good movie.
Danny Glover?
Yeah. And the
And
Urban
then-
Jungle was just a great idea. Ah, it was
It's a
good.
shame they never made any more after it.
Yes. You know that.
Well-
No, I can't say that. That's not true. One of my favourite experiences ever was going to see that most recent one.
Oh.
That was excellent.
Oh my god, man.
Loved it.
It's so bad.
Dude, like even like okay, the last one before that, Predators.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it had
That was fun.
it had the formula. Like
Yeah.
it's like a slasher with army guys. You know, like they get picked off one
Yeah,
by
yeah,
one.
The concept was great.
Yeah.
Don't you dare talk down Olivia Munn. Don't you dare. She was brilliant in
She
that
was
movie.
terrible.
Terrible. Superman
bad.
scientist?
Yeah.
No.
So bad.
Like it had that
I believe for a
formula though.
second she was honest.
And then
Yes.
the other one was just like, oh, it's an action
I
movie.
just
Terrible.
and,
Iron Man suit at the end.
It gets worse. It's one of those movies when you're like, okay, so the Olivia Munn's a scientist, huh?
Okay.
Oh, that can also use every gun in the world. Well, all right. Ah,
Evolutionary step.
the next thing, yes. Then the autistic kid's got superpowers, and you're like, okay,
No, autism is a superpower.
yeah, and like just none of it. I said at the time after we went and watched it, if they put out a director's cut, I would have bought that
Just to see.
just to see if they made it better or worse, because I'm not sure what the answer was.
And also,
Because it was chopped to hell.
and if that was the case, also you would have got director's commentary, which would have been interesting.
Yes.
And I had like a little bit of hope for it because it was Shane Black. Like
Yeah, he was in the first one.
Iron Man 3 terrible aside, he's not a bad director.
Did I know that? Did I know it was the same guy?
He's the one
I
that
think I
tells all
did.
the bad jokes.
I think I did. Yeah.
Well,
Fair.
hang on, not bad jokes, but
Yes.
the jokes.
Oh, yeah,
Not-
yeah.
not
No, they're bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, you thought
Why'd
it
you
was
say
going
it
to be
twice?
perfect.
Yeah, like
It's also up his alley.
he was in the first one. I mean, that doesn't make he's gonna make him a good movie.
No,
but
but he knows what the
Yeah.
formula is.
Yeah, what worked and why it works.
Oh.
And it just makes one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
after watching it, all we did was just bitch
Rag
about
on it
it
for weeks.
For weeks.
For weeks. At
Now
the
let's.
pub.
All right, well, let's talk about something that hasn't had a bad movie in years. Star Wars.
How many years? How many years has it been since the last one?
I don't
No
remember
bad
a movie
movie in
after
2
episode
years.
3 myself.
Rogue One was good.
Oh yeah, that's true. I take it
Excellent. This figure is awesome.
It's based on Crimson Empire, right?
Yes.
Novel comic book
back. Yes.
from the 90s.
So is it
Mid-90s?
Imperial Guard looking?
That is the best arm. One of
That is
the best
the best armor.
in Star
Yes.
Wars. The
Yes,
Imperial.
Yeah, Imperial Guard. Is just
Dylan, throw a picture of this up because it is
Yeah.
a sweet ass looking.
It's got a cool book packaging.
really cool book packaging.
50th anniversary of Lucasfilm. The first one, like 50th anniversary. Star Wars is not 50. Lucasfilm. Had to do the math.
Very cool.
Not my
Very very cool.
Look
It's
at
cool,
that.
cool figure.
So cool.
For all you fans of the proper continuity of Star Wars, the expanded universe, we got the toys for you.
Man, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan complained to me that the front of it, he's like, they couldn't get a higher res picture on the cover.
You see how low res that picture is? Fuzzy as.
And I'm like, it's like 1995, bro. They didn't have fancy scanners yet.
But come,
They just
Wait,
Google,
wait.
they just
Pixelated.
Google images to that for sure.
Yeah.
It's not just art. It's
It
not
is
just
No, it is art, but
It's a poor quality.
reproduction of second
Yeah,
painting.
Okay,
File.
yeah,
It's
the
a
bit on the
low-quality
right
file.
looks like a bit of a photo, but yeah, the rest is just drawn, essentially, right?
You spoiled doing.
Yes, that
Bloody
guy
youth
did.
today.
Spoiled that.
But yeah, no, it's
It's like that cover for Guardians 14 or whatever. You remember that one?
yes.
Yeah, the background was like,
Just blur.
yeah.
It's like that panel I posted in the chat from the Fantastic Four.
Oh,
It's
with
just Storm.
Ronnie's
It's
FF.
Oh yes,
with
he's
her
done.
friggin' shoulder was. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with that shoulder.
Well, it was not the high point of the Fantastic Four.
No.
With Sue Storm in her
just looks a bit
stripper
like
outfit.
that.
Oh, yeah, the cleavage
yeah,
four
yeah,
thing.
yeah. The
Oh.
belly out.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
who goes to go fight crime with like a diamond-shaped midriff going on?
With a 4-shaped boob window.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Super mum.
Yeah.
Classy. That was all the figures? I think that was all the figures?
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, and we got a crow PVC statue. That looks amazing.
Looks amazing.
I think
Dylan
we've
can
only
throw a
got-
picture.
we've only
yeah,
got
yeah,
the
'cause-
one.
Yeah, you saw one today, the
Yes.
thingy. I've sold them a couple of them already. They're good.
That's
Because it
great.
looks killer, and it's the window. It's what you think about when you think of the crow, right?
Yeah, I
Yep.
haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah, it's very good, very good. I think that's about all the merch
That
for the
does
week.
it for figures. Let's move on to the trailer for Venom.
Over to you, sir.
it's
As
a-
a Venom expert.
Let there be carnage. Couldn't they get maximum carnage or absolute
Oh no,
carnage?
didn't you read? That's going to be the.
Third one.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Are
be.
you serious?
Well,
I
that's
just
what some
said-
dudes wrote. on
That's
his
the
box.
article
Oh.
I posted on.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to laugh when you said Venom expert there. When Dana and I went to Kokoda, the two guys that were with really cool blokes, and we were talking about comic books and different
Yep.
stuff throughout Trek, and they know how much I love comic books and Venom. So at the end of it, we had a dinner and celebrated everyone getting through, or the people that got through getting through. And that night, there was us that did Kokoda, but then there was another group of older people that went and did another, not Trek, but
Yep.
visited some other sites of the war sites and stuff. And when the guys got up, they made a couple of jokes, and one was that I was a Venom expert. So after all the formalities and everything happen, everyone starts mingling and talking and stuff. This old fella comes and goes, "So, I hear you're a Venom expert. What spiders and such are you into?" And I'm like, "Oh, shit, how am I going to..."
Should be like, no, just snakes. Just snakes.
Nah, I should have said Peter Parker. Arachnis.
I said, well, about that, it's a little bit different. After I explained what I said, like the look on his face is like I'm just trying to
Child.
I'm just trying to dog a card trick. He's like, oh, okay, well, that's a bit different than what I thought. I said, well, I'm a little bit different than what you thought, then, buddy. So, yeah, it was gold. So, yeah, look, I said all that because there's not a lot to say with this.
No.
Look, it looks okay.
It looked way better than I thought it would.
In what regard? Go
Like
for it, Dave.
all the lessened hype you guys, enthusiasm you showed for it, with all the delays and everything, oh, it's a movie. It's finally coming
No, it
out.
looked
You know,
worse.
like
It looked worse than I thought.
Okay, so
in my mind, I'm thinking this is gonna look so trashy. Like,
but
really
it doesn't give it a chance to look trashy because it's so dark,
You can't see
Yeah.
anything.
which is the first sign of bad CGI
Yep.
and bad.
Like, man, Carnage comes up, and I don't know if it's Carnage. I need to watch it again.
It needs to be rendered
Yeah?
hard.
Yeah,
Like
but I expected less. You're not. You're underestimating
But
my
I
level
still
of
can't
expectation.
recognize Carnage.
You're not
I
supposed
still
to.
agree with Dave. Like this, I didn't expect them to go full show me exact all of Carnage. At the like the first Venom trailer, you didn't see any Eddie. You didn't
know,
see
but
Venom at
This
all.
movie is due soon. It's
I
not
know.
like a normal first
Yeah,
trailer.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
And like my first thought was when I'm
This
watching,
isn't
like,
a teaser.
oh, I guess you got to be early on the first trailer that's not done. I'm like, wait, this movie was supposed to be out a year ago. What do you mean it's not done?
And the thing is,
come on,
they
it's just
give
trash.
They give you a shot of Carnage. You just can't tell
Yeah,
that it's
because
Carnage.
it's in darkness.
Yeah.
He don't look proper red.
Yeah, it's like a.
It doesn't have the right colour teeth.
It's like a hero shot, you know?
Yes.
He's on the camera, the tentacles are out, it should be really cool, but I couldn't tell if that was him.
Because it just looked like right from the first one.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Yes.
The movie looks garbage.
So they're doing
Garbage!
They're doing Shriek, who is Carnage's girlfriend. So there is talk going around that they're building a universe for Maximum Carnage, which doesn't really make sense because yes, Morbius was in it, and there's a Morbius movie coming, and yes, Black Cat was in that, and there's supposedly a Black Cat movie coming, but you're doing all this kind of stuff. And you're going to have all these characters, and then you bring in the linchpin of the whole thing, which is Spider-Man at the end. It doesn't, like... Don't do it.
That article was just fanciful.
It had to be.
It was just
It had to
somebody
be.
and they usually...
No, I didn't like.
Oh, well,
No, I'm not saying-
that's what I would do.
Yeah, well,
Because I found it so funny. That's
Yes,
why I linked
yeah,
it. Like, it's like
100%.
this is
because on
ridiculous.
top of that,
Couple lines
in that storyline was Cloak and Dagger
Yes. Can't have
and
them.
Iron Fist.
Can't have him.
And they all came back together for Absolute Carnage recently, which was really cool in that Little Protectors mini. He's also getting some new powers in this. So there was a 12-minute breakdown that Andy Serkis did of the trailer.
Oh.
So there's a couple of cool bits in it at the start. If you rewatch it, the start of
12
the
minutes?
yeah.
Whoa.
How can you talk about 12 minutes about that piece of crap?
So
He made it.
I'm ignoring that. yeah, he made it. So at the start,
I could talk 12 minutes about it.
when they first walk in, there is a cool bit where, as they walk in, Venom has a nod, and it's not to Mrs. Chang, it's to the magazine, and it's Stan Lee on the
Yeah.
front of the magazine. I'm like, that's a bit of lip service, which is good for...
No, Stanley doesn't need to be no goddamn Venom stuff anyway.
Yeah, but still Marvel, though.
Yeah.
And he was in the first one.
No, he shouldn't have been either. No need. I need some Stan Lee, but please.
And I don't remember this, so if you do, please... he can turn into mist?
Ah,
Wait. Venom.
No. Carnage.
No. What?
Yeah, Carnage will be able to turn into mist, is what Circus said in the...
Okay,
I'll
how does that
forgive it.
work
Okay,
physically?
it's a-
How does that work with the
Yeah, a
a person
symbiote?
inside.
So,
Yes.
so is it just the
I'm
symbiote?
intrigued to know.
Or is it symbiote and Cletus?
That's...
Because it couldn't happen, right? Like, that's totally breaking your
Yeah.
It's not
laws.
magic.
Yeah.
If it was a magic thing, I'd be
Oh, of
able
course,
to give
of
it
course,
a...
of course. It's a
But it's an alien entity.
There are times where the symbiote has hasn't had a host and just been the symbiote.
Yeah, it's a goo in it.
Yeah, but it's not
anyway.
mist.
It's not mist.
And like Dylan said, if it just misted off Cletus to get away
Yeah.
and Cletus gets captured,
Sure.
fine.
Yeah.
But if because Carnage is the whole thing.
It's a suit over a person.
Yes. Over that particular.
You were changing...
Hence why I brought it up.
Yeah, you were changing the symbiote to mist, but also a human
There's a human person. There's a person in there.
The person, you're turning that
won't
person
go
into
through.
mist.
So yeah, I'm intrigued on how they're going to do that or what that becomes.
Sounds dumb.
Like someone was asking me during the week, like, "Oh, are you annoyed with the way that like he's cooking breakfast and stuff?" I was like, "Well,
That's probably me.
the Venom that we've been given already isn't our comic book Venom,
No.
so I can't really complain about it because it's a different version of I'm a loser, you're a loser. That's
Yeah.
not, that's the way they're going for this.
Kind of-
They got to put a brighter shade on him, so make Carnage
No, but what
a
I'm
bit
all mean
more
is, so
bad.
this movie's set like a year and a half after the last movie
Yeah.
finished.
But you mentioned like his voice was like a bit different.
Yes,
That's
which it
way,
is.
way different.
Way
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's less electronic sounding, for lack of a better word.
It doesn't like it was somebody else doing it.
Yeah, that's
no,
what it
it's still
felt
Tom
like.
Hardy. It's just the first one I think had more
just a bit.
Playing with
It was
it.
just great. Yeah, or
You know?
less. I don't know. I'm just a little
I
bit.
just think more modified.
Okay. This
You know
one
what I
just-
mean?
This one just seemed heaps more modified than the last one, but I guess I'm just
Yeah, and more. It's not right, but more electronic. The first one, I thought.
okay.
Yeah, not electronic. You know what I mean?
I preferred the first
For
one.
sure,
and the
for
second
sure.
one.
Yeah, first one sounded better than
Yes.
Yeah.
what we heard in the trailer.
It sounded more alien. This just sounded
Yeah.
like Tom Hardy being
His Bane voice.
yes,
Before that.
and Mad Max voice. He's
Yeah.
terrible,
Batman.
terrible, bro. How's a kid
Um,
getting jobs? It's not good.
So, who knows what we're gonna? I don't expect we're gonna see, and it's completely separate. But mind you, I don't know. Some other stuff came out this week, saying that Vulture's going to be in Mobius.
Yeah, I seen.
So
that
Michael
a while
Keaton's
ago.
character,
They've been trying since Amazing Spider-Man 2 to get a Spider-Man universe off the ground.
just
Oh,
stop.
don't ask
Yeah.
what the rumors are.
Just
for,
bring him
like,
across the other way,
No Way
and
Home Oh god.
Michelle Williams is back for it. Her chemistry with Hardy in the first one was not great, so
I like Michelle Williams.
I
She
like Michelle
phoned
Williams,
it in
and
so
big
hard
time,
in
big
the
time.
first one.
what's that?
She phoned it in
Oh, yeah,
so
totally.
hard.
It was just a
I,
check.
I like Michelle Williams.
I'm hoping, compared to the first movie, that there's now blood in this universe, being that it's a carnage.
No,
I
that's
hope
the
so.
mist. That's
Nope.
the mist.
That's the,
That's the mist.
now, when he kills, it cauterizes.
Yeah.
Well, I'd
It's
say
really
my
hot.
fingers.
But my problem with the trailer, I think, it just they doubled down on all the elements I didn't like in the first one of the stupid gags and the loser thing. Like, as soon as it starts with the
Cooking the breakfast.
the dinner for two sort of duetty thing, you're like, "Oh," and then it's just a backpack that just something will stick out.
Oh, yeah, and
rubbish.
It just passes through his clothes. We were talking about
Yes.
this, right? He tentacles something over there. It just goes through his clothes, no hole or anything, and it goes straight back through.
Oh, really?
It like evaporates through
Mist.
the
No,
pores.
like in the comics, that makes sense because the clothes are the suit. And
It
stuff,
becomes
but
the clothes.
I don't
so,
know if that's the
yeah,
case in the movies.
it's underneath his clothes,
Yes.
but it just goes through
Yeah.
and it comes back in.
Yeah.
There's no hole in his shirt or
Mist.
anything.
Dylan missed.
The only good thing in the trailer is Woody's going to be great.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
Woody's
them
going
up.
to be great. Perfect
Well, it's a
casting.
year and a half after they fixed that up. He's,
Yeah,
No more.
yeah, good.
Because that just seemed like in the first one, just a last minute addition.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
Yeah, but too bad you won't see his face for like 3/4 of it.
Oh, what are you
Oh,
talking
no, it'll
about? Have
open
you
right
watched a superhero movie in the
Yes.
last 20 years?
Oh,
They're allergic to
Spider-Man
masks.
never has his mask
They're
on.
allergic to masks, Dave.
Yeah, but Willem Dafoe and never had his thing.
What
And
do you-
His has got one of the most expressionable faces.
Yeah, and they put a Power Ranger helmet on him.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So they'll do
he
the
takes
same
the
thing
helmet
here.
off. I reckon he has more scenes sans helmet than with helmet.
And
The
where he
whole
does, you
end.
can still see his mouth moving
Yeah,
as well.
and the eyes.
yeah, they open up the things. Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna see more of him than you see of Carnage's face.
You'll see
But
him anyway
you see
in
more of Thingy's face.
You'll see him in No Way Home anyway.
See Mortal Kombat, the Scorpion taking his mask off every 10 seconds.
Yes. And I do understand why it happens.
Yeah.
It's easier to connect to a face than something not, but sometimes you're like, God damn.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like Endgame, when everyone comes back, Black Panther comes out, mask comes off. Star-Lord
Yeah.
lands over there, mask comes off. Spider-Man, mask comes off. It all just,
Gotta look pretty.
yes.
Yeah, you gave this hero shot.
Yeah. Yeah, the hero shot should be the Spider-Man.
I know.
Not Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's what I hate about the movies. Like, everyone knows secret identity.
Yeah.
No, there's no such thing
They
as
don't
secret.
exist
Yeah,
anymore.
it's so annoying. I hate it. Anyway.
Yes. But I hope it's good. Because the first one I went in thinking it was going to be rubbish. And it pretty much
Was
was.
rubbish?
But like at the same time, when I watched it at the cinema, I went by myself and I'm like, oh, they pulled this off as probably best as they could without Spider-Man. And there was some stuff that there was potential. It was just a bit sloppy and a bit whatever.
Yeah.
But this one, same thing. I'm like, eh. So maybe I'll go watch this and go, oh, that was fun. Maybe. But I don't have any hopes.
I kind of feeling how when I went and watched Solo, I'm like, Woody's going to be the only good part of this. And I was right.
Pretty much.
Um,
Chewie was right.
yeah, true. The fact that... I don't know. I'm just going to shut up. We'll
Keep the
see.
expectations low.
Oh, mate, they
Oh,
couldn't be
for
lower. They couldn't be lower.
Well, that's the thing. The trailer made me less excited.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of what it should do.
I think
There's a
mine
couple
was
of
too
bits
low.
that I liked in regards of you essentially showed me some comic pages to screen, even though it didn't really look like him. Okay, but let's go back to where we started at the start of the podcast. Pops. Why has Carnage got a tongue? Carnage doesn't. The tongue isn't the prevalent thing for Carnage. And to have... Just because it's facing a little bit of a different way to the Venom one, the Carnage shouldn't have some tendrils coming off the hands or something different.
The claw fingers. That's Carnage.
The axe hand from the Toy Biz toys.
Yes.
It's not hard, but
Flip it on.
you've just changed the tongue, resprayed Carnage. That's exactly... and for some reason made him a little bit bigger. I don't know if that's the depth of it, but the one picture I saw, they were next to each other, and Carnage was bigger than Venom. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
And he's got white teeth.
Wow. It's the same as Venom. They didn't even...
Trying to differentiate.
No. Except the tongue. The tongue goes a different way. And then there's a 10-inch Carnage, which still doesn't make sense.
Oh, how bad is that going to be when he comes out and Carnage is bigger than Venom? He's meant to be slimmer, right?
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Because his Cletus is skinny, Brock's
he's-
jacked.
Yes.
So the symbiote doesn't make you big as Venom. You got to be a bigger dude to.
The
Goes on
symbiote
your
will
body.
help you
Yeah.
build the muscles if you do it, because that's one of my favourite scenes from the Spider-Man 90s cartoon, when Brock's there just pumping, and every time he pumps, his arm just gets a bit bigger. Boom, 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 and there, he's fucking jacked by the end of it. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Didn't swear.
Yeah.
We'll say. Actually, let's just go to the movies and watch Spider-Man, like the 90s TV show, because that was
That was great.
such a good cartoon.
I had the Venom stuff on
Oh,
DVD.
do you know who voiced Venom in the 90s?
Yes.
Yes. Is it Hank?
It is.
Yes,
Hank
yes.
Azaria.
I don't think I ever really realised, and one of you guys said it last week or something. I was like,
And when you go back and listen to Eddie Brock's voice, that's like, oh, that's just so Hank Azaria.
Yeah.
It's not funny. Yes.
okay, speaking of first looks, we finally, after ages of nothing, we got a first look at He-Man
yeah.
Revelations.
No moving pictures, unfortunately.
Yes.
I'd like to see some moving and some sound, and because it's got such a great voice cast. But the stills look pretty good. I like the design.
They look
it all
really
looks like
cool.
He-Man.
Because it's still very American
yes.
about it. It's not too anime.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't have that.
Yeah, because that studio is very...
Yeah.
I was worried.
Yeah.
Because the 2003, 2002, whatever series was a bit too heavy on the anime designs, I felt.
Yeah, like
I
some
enjoyed the
characters.
show. I enjoyed the show.
That show was
It was
amazing,
good.
man. I love that show.
But sometimes they were like, He-Man just had too pointy of a hair and stuff like that, you know?
And like
He was
Tila.
very angular.
Yeah.
Tila especially
Yes.
looks very of the time, like
Yes,
2000s.
yes. But this looks good. The figures look okay. I'm glad because I'm like, don't think I'll buy any of them.
How about the Skelegod?
Yeah, the Skelegods.
That's the only thing I've seen. I've only seen that Skeletor.
Because their heads look a bit goofy, so I'm like, I'm not buying
He
them.
looks so cool.
But yeah, he looks potentially maybe a buy.
Because you do like a He-Man figure, don't
I
you?
got a couple.
Yeah.
Just
Couple.
It's like me saying I've got a couple of Venom figures.
But I'm trying to tell myself not to buy these new Origin figures and not to bench these
the Origin.
Revelation figures. So
Let's-
we're going to see how weak-willed I get.
Let's buy him one for like
No,
Christmas.
don't be buying me nothing.
And then he has to get to
What if I start buying the Origin figures? If I find money for myself.
No,
It's
no.
unlikely.
The Origins, I'll buy a couple. No, because
I
they're...
Battle
take
Cat?
long.
You better, no, because they're vintage size and scale, but just with articulation. So it's like what I did with the Super 7 reprints. If they make somebody that never made in vintage figures, I'll buy that and just have them in the back so you can't see too much of the articulation, so they don't look too modern. But they, like, you know,
You got this.
I haven't got that character because the character didn't exist before. And Battlecat and He-Man and Panther and Skeletor I got to buy because Battlecat's articulated.
Never articulated, right?
No.
It was
When
just
I was
fun.
a kid, I just had to throw my battle cat. I didn't throw my toys. But you pretend to throw your toys at each other. This has moving parts. So I got to buy that.
So you can be like...
Yeah. But so I'll buy a couple. But, I was looking at,
Get some balls of cotton. Get some balls of wool.
well, Dave Cook's messaged me today and we're talking about He-Man stuff, and he's like, "Oh, did you see the PowerCon exclusives?" I'm like, yes. And they're like, "Oh, they got like a Horde 4-pack, and it's got like a Horde Trooper, a grey one, usual grey colour, and then like a red one, and Hordak in full cartoon, blue and whatever." And I'm like, oh no. And then there's a Faker with like a cat for him, like, and it's like based off the Leo Faker, which is like Indian version of Faker at the time. So like, he's got like mascara looking, and I'm like, oh, I might have to buy that. So I'm waiting already.
No willpower.
Go on.
This is freaking bravado 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Within 3 minutes, it went from no to
Maybe.
No, I've got no room for more. Can't buy more. And Revelations, maybe I'll buy He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah, see, no.
No, because like New Adventures of He-Man, I kept me He-Man and Skeletor, and because then it represents all the different eras, and that'll keep me happy.
You'll buy back the pops that he sold.
Oh, no, that was good money. Oh, did you see today? I seen today because Dave sent me the pictures of the kid. The new, because there's going to be 2 cartoons. There's Revelations, the Kevin Smith one, and there's a kids cartoon.
A kids
Sent me
toy?
some pictures of kids' toys.
No.
Where's my telephone?
I remember.
They look goofy as. I'm like, yeah. I'll only buy He-Man and Skeletor of them too.
But doesn't the Battle Cat look really cool?
Shut up.
I remember seeing a post of the Battle Cat, and he looked like really, really cool.
So what? How young's it going to be aimed?
I'd say like a 10-year-old, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You've only seen some designs that
When's that getting released? When's this getting released? This year?
July for the thing.
yeah, I sent you
Oh,
guys
cool.
the date. I
Is
can't
there
remember.
like a
July 20-something?
classification rating on it? Like age rating?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think
Netflix,
it's...
Netflix.
Well, they said it was aimed at the kids, the 80s kids.
So
Oh,
like,
this one, this one's adult.
I'm looking at the design. Like it's.
Is that a
you know,
mullet?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a kids show.
Yeah.
Oh, that...
The toy. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't really do
Yeah.
nothing for me, but
I'm just looking at the.
Not a fan of the box art.
nah.
You know what annoyed me out the
like
early
full
2000s
CG.
He-Man reboot?
Yes.
They teased Hordak, but we never got Hordak.
Yeah, it needed a 3rd season, big time, man.
I didn't watch the second one. Those were all the Snake Men. And
Yeah.
I
It's good.
never saw any of that.
I never got that far either.
Because that's where they ended in
He-Man
the first
Bad Batch.
season. And
Yes.
It looks very CGI.
It is.
I love
Yeah.
like how big his arms are, but it just looks ridiculous.
Interesting.
It looks like a Pixar He-Man.
yeah.
Yes.
Wreck-It
actually,
Ralph
yeah.
He-Man.
Yeah.
Actually, he looks a little bit like the prince from Shrek.
Pretty charming.
Does it?
Does, eh?
But the Battle Cat was insane. Like it looked so good
Yes.
on that poster.
Yes, it did. Well, today I watched a bit of a live bit of Kev and thingy on Batman and Beyond, where they were talking about Masters. They didn't really give you much. I was hoping we were going to get a sneak peek of something, but we didn't.
Yeah. How about you guys see that shot? I think it was of like Teela in the future.
Yes.
She had like some short hair.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
because she's
evil-
clearly the
I
sorceress.
thought isn't that the show is set in the future.
Yes.
Yes, but with that Skeletor and He-Man bit, I think is kind of like their final
Yes.
battle.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And then there's going to be
'Cause-
like a time jump or
Yeah,
something.
it isn't the... Because I think it's trying to be roughly real time from the series to now. And I think He-Man's been missing and Teela's sort of...
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Centric at the start.
It seems like you won't see He-Man at all for a while.
That's a mistake.
Oh, it'll be just like
So can we
Flashbacks.
Should we do a little debrief before it starts? Because it essentially takes off straight after the old school
Yeah.
cartoon finishes, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So we might need to just do a bit
Catch
of
up some
catch
He-Mans. I'm always down for
All that meaty lore
Ugh.
that you're missing out on. That you got to watch again.
yeah.
Well, those life lessons, though.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's the best bit.
I like that in the reboot they included.
They
in.
did that
Same,
stuff.
same,
No,
yeah.
that was cool.
Reboot was great.
So before it starts, Jace can do like a little recap.
It's He-Man. This is what happens. Skeletor comes. Prince Adam's hiding somewhere, and then he has to get and goes,
No, but-
I have the power! He-Man! And that's it.
So when
He can't punch people. He picks them
law
up,
dump.
throws them away,
Law dump.
and that's it. Done. Repeat.
What a law dump.
Next week, same thing.
Yeah, Skeletor shows up and finds a magical artifact. He's like, I need that
Yeah.
crystal ray of disappearing.
And then, like, every 5 or 6 episodes, you'll get, like, oh, cool, there's no Skeletor in this one. He's fighting a dragon or something, you know? Just to shake it up a bit. Then repeat.
Yeah.
Buy this new toy.
Transformers.
It's a pretty good Skeletor.
It's a toy ad. Yeah, he does,
It
right?
was a gigantic toy head.
Oh, the laws have just changed. Deregulation.
Okay, so that's coming to Netflix in July.
Yes, July.
July 20 something.
20-something, I'm pretty sure.
A couple other things dropped on Netflix this week. Castlevania season 4 that came, I think, was it
Is that the last
Thursday?
season?
Last season. And I
watched that.
watched the whole thing in one sitting.
God damn, Dylan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
So,
It was good. It was solid. The last season 3 moved a bit slow. I guess for people who don't know what Castlevania is, it's a game series that's been running since like the 80s. It's about a family of vampire hunters called the Belmonts, and they have to kill Dracula whenever he comes back to life, which is a lot.
It's pretty regular.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And this
About 4 or 5
adapts.
games worth?
Yes, this adapts the third game, which was on the NES, and that's about Trevor Belmont, and his allies Alucard, who's obviously Dracula's son, and Cypher, a mage, and they're the first crew to go and kill Dracula. And the first 2 seasons is about that, and then the second 2 is just more stuff because Warren Ellis does the writing, and it's very fresh. Like the next, most of it is just. Again, like we were talking about last time, there isn't much story in a NES game.
Yes.
So, most of it is just fresh and it's really cool. Just loosely.
Taking the base concept and...
Exactly.
Most of the story on a NES game was on the front cover of the box.
Yes. Or the instruction manual if you've read that.
I love the naming of Alucard. It's like Dracula's son, so it's Dracula spelled backwards.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention. Did you see the Venom thing? Somebody, had the logo backwards, mirrored in its money.
That's the best.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they fiddled with it, because I didn't bother to look,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah,
like, funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Have a look. It's just money.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
They addressed the Alucard thing, that's like a nickname, and his
Right.
name's like Adrian or something.
Lame.
Yeah.
So the dude's name is Adrian, and who calls him Alucard as a nickname?
I just call him Grahammy. That's...
Because Dracula is like a douchebag and he impales people and he's nicer than Dracula.
So you just give him...
No, people call him that as kind of like a, because you're opposite.
Okay.
I don't know, something like that. I can't remember. It was like 2 seasons ago.
I only seen the first season, and I intend to watch the rest. But the first season was only 4 episodes, 3 episodes. 3 or 4
It was very short,
It was
yeah.
very short. The
Very pretty,
other 2
though.
seasons, they were
Longer,
Are they longer?
yes.
How many more episodes?
This later season, I think, was 8 episodes.
Okay.
I think the last 2 were maybe the same length.
So second 2 is... Oh, because 3 and 4. Right.
Yeah,
never mind,
yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Because, yeah, what's
The
your
first one, who knows how it'll go.
First one looked very nice.
Oh,
It
it
was
was
very
great.
bloody, and I'm like, is this it? There's only 3 episodes. I'm just very
Oh,
annoyed.
yeah, man, I was not happy when that came out. I was like, what?
I guess that was just a teaser.
Yes.
If people like it, we'll do more, and they did.
I must say, though, this last season, there is a lot of heavily disguised 3D animation in it.
Ah.
I don't think there was much in the first couple seasons. So I was thinking, they're putting all their time and money into He-Man, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Same studio.
Yeah, I thought the gimmick of the first season was it was all hand done.
Yeah. There was a lot of 3D animation during the really high-octane fight scenes and stuff.
Oh, fair enough.
And there was a long-time character, like a villain in the games that hasn't showed up, and then they finally showed up in the last season. That was cool, too.
Also, since He-Man's been announced, there's probably been 3 seasons of Castlevania.
Seriously.
Because I haven't listened to Kevin Smith in over a year, and I reckon it was 2 years before that it first got announced. So, yeah, I think they've just spent a little bit of time on.
Honestly, I don't think that's far off.
No,
No, for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Okay, and I've only watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes of this, but season 2 of Love, Death, and Robots
Oh,
hit.
great.
And
What is Love, Death, Robots if people hadn't seen it?
it is an animated anthology series. So think Twilight Zone with a
Black
loose,
Mirror?
Black Mirror with a loose theme of
Matrix
maybe
Revolution, was it? What's it called?
Animatrix.
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 So
And they're all like I was in the first season, and it's like only 3 or 4 minutes to 5 minutes long. They're not very long.
No.
But it's
they're-
like 3 in the one episode, right?
No.
no,
Alright.
they're all standalone.
Yeah.
All by different animation studios. Most of them are based on novellas or short stories of some kind as well.
But they're all good. The first season was excellent.
This
I-
season's very good.
I gotta watch that.
Very good.
There's this one episode in particular. It's fairly early on. Like when I watched it with Steph, we were like, "Is that a real person? I can't tell." No,
Yeah.
that's a real person.
Animation
Avatars.
has come so far.
I couldn't believe it, man.
Because those ones, they're just are they just building it in a video game engine, basically, right? You know,
Yeah.
'cause that's what it looks like, you know?
And, like,
just-
It's a bit dated. When the Final Fantasy movie came out,
Yes.
and they, the main actress, she was gonna be. I guess they were gonna try to make her a proper actress.
Yes.
In other movies, but the movie was terrible.
it is where we're going to be, but
Yeah.
Like
True.
virtual production
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah. Did you guys see that Star Wars thing I sent you guys like a couple days
Oh, the
ago?
Oh, with it in
with the clone
Yeah, I didn't
fighting
watch
the
that.
stormtrooper.
Alright.
That was made by like a guy with a mocap suit at home with Unreal Engine,
Crazy.
and it looked really good, you know.
Crazy.
Yeah, I've seen so many of these Star Wars kind of fan film things, and it's just guys with mocap suits, and it looks great.
The new season was good. I watched 4 episodes last night, and then this morning I got up and I watched the rest of the next 4, just finish off. It's so good. Most have basically a robot sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
Some kind of cyberpunk.
yeah, this season I felt a little... You definitely see some movie elements, influences and stuff. Like, one episode is just, I thought, Blade Runner with a bit of Fifth Element in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know the one?
yeah. Pop Squad.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
was
was
good, man.
Dark.
Nice.
Whew. Highly recommend.
I like that.
Oh, man, like, you're like, oh,
Yeah, man.
damn.
You know, my favorite ones from the first one was the one about the blue, the color blue.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
I really dug that one. That was just anyway. That was good. I just thought of it. Anyway, yeah, I'll watch the second season when it's already out.
Yes.
When I get time to watch
Did you watch
it.
the one with the whales?
Yes, I did.
That was really cool.
That
was
was very interesting.
Yeah, that was the most different animation. This time, a lot of them looked more that the photorealistic sort of 3D stuff.
Oh, okay.
That one was the most different
'Cause
and
it was like-
artistic-y.
It was like 2D, but it used some kind of 3D.
Yeah, yeah, it
right?
was
like
weird,
you could
yeah.
tell, but
Yeah.
when things moved and turned
Yes.
around, it was
And very
Yeah.
shadowy and...
very dark. It looked
Yeah.
like a comic book just put to life.
But that was cool.
heaps of inking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all different. I highly recommend.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any?
I haven't seen.
You seen any?
I've seen
Yeah.
first.
Watch-
most
watch-
first.
Yeah,
definitely,
man, it's
definitely,
great.
man,
They're
definitely.
like 5 minutes max. Some are
Yeah.
like small.
I'll come back and review next week.
Yes. Very good, very
Yeah,
good.
the first was it the first episode of the Killer Roomba.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
And that one looked super Pixar-y looking.
yes, very.
Right? And it's like, yeah, I thought that was a very Pixar looking.
Yeah, the best thing about it is that the art style just varies heavily
Yeah.
because there's different crew of people on every episode.
I'd love to know how it works. Like, is it just cool? Just pitch just whatever you want, or
Yeah.
just make whatever you want? Or is there like, do you have to do a pitch and they're like, look, that's a bit similar to somebody else's
Yeah.
stuff. Try again, or this is the, is it first in, best dressed? Like somebody's already doing this style.
Yeah.
Or, how did it work? I'd like to know.
Yeah, because most things are based on something. Like, do
Yeah,
they
I
get to
reckon-
choose or do they get handed?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
yeah.
reckon they
They
get
get
handed.
shifted out.
Yeah,
Do me this.
they're like, this is my guess. They would look at the studio's other stuff
Yes.
and like decide what suits the story,
Mm.
and then just give it out. Like, all right, do you do the story?
Yeah.
You know, is my guess.
You know, you're talking about like how realistic. Like the first season, one episode is people.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
last,
yeah,
last
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So like this a few times, you're like, huh? And, like this one, I swear to God, the whole episode, I'm like, he's got a famous actor, and I'm like, is that him or is that not him? Is that him? Squinting, getting me squint on. I'm like, I think that's him. I don't know.
I was doing that for one of the early episodes.
Because it's
Like,
real dark, and you're like, are they hiding that it's not him? I don't know. It's got to be him.
I'm glad you said you did too, because you normally squint at the television.
Yeah, always. Squint
Just
on.
wear your glasses full.
Never. Put them on the other day. Wow. Money new ones.
Just get a larger TV.
There's no
Higher resolution.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
that's smart.
There you tell.
Just sit closer to the TV.
Get an 8K, 80-inch TV. It's like,
Just
yeah.
use the
There's no room for a bigger TV.
PS4.
I just watch
Versus-
everything
yeah.
in VR. That'd be great for me eyes.
What am I watching VR? Last movie I watched in VR was just Winter Soldier, the 3D Blu-ray with the VR.
Weird.
Oh, does it work for that?
Oh yeah,
No,
What's it like watching a whole movie like that?
yeah, it's great.
Because I bought like
Because
pretty
like
much
nothing else exists in
first
there,
two
right?
phases in 3D
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
Marvel, and I
Yeah.
haven't like had the opportunity to watch.
PS4,
Yeah.
yeah, VR,
Oh.
or any VR, I'm guessing. But plus, then you also jump on YouTube and go VR movies,
Ah,
and you can watch different VR movies and stuff on YouTube and
sweet.
other streaming
Try that
platforms.
as well. Alright, we are hit the end of the list. Last thing, film flashback,
Film.
Oh yes,
selected by Jason.
yes.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. I like Howard the Duck. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's just odd. The tone is so strange. It looks cool, but I think, and yeah, it should never have got slammed as hard as it did in its day. But I understand. You look at it expecting a little person in a duck suit that's going to be family friendly, and then you get to it and he's working at some sus places, and there's some sus bedroom scenes going on, and it's way more mature on some themes, but then just still slapsticky over the top on the others. It's not serious enough to be a mature adult movie, and it's definitely not kiddie enough to be like a family movie.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It does know where it wants to go, what it wants to be. I think George Lucas on it really skewered a lot of people because I think they were just more
For sure,
expecting
100%,
more Star
that's
Wars.
exactly what it was. Yeah, yeah.
But watching it, because I just realized, like, I don't think I actually watched it as a kid. I think I just saw the beginning.
Yep.
Because I didn't remember anything
Sure.
watching. I'm like, oh yeah, this seems familiar. And then I got to another being like, I don't remember any more of this at all. So I just, it's one of the things you think, oh yeah, I saw this as a kid.
Yeah.
But I think I just saw the beginning as a
Yeah.
kid. But no, it was okay. It wasn't
I like the
terrible.
bit like at the start, like they all freak out because it's a duck running around.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, bang! It's like, oh, they're all used to it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's a dude in a suit, or just stop being silly.
Yes.
But it's also good that you see, because Howard's a practical thing. It's just a little person in a suit.
Well, there's both. There's mechanical. You'll notice throughout the movie
Yeah.
the size of Howard's head changes to where it's someone in the suit
Yeah.
or a mechanical version.
Because I was looking at the credits for it. It's like a lot of people were in the suit.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a lot
Yes.
of people in the suit.
It's weird because in the IMDb page, like, I
It's-
looked it up,
Yes.
and it's like,
It's a trap.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
but not only that, like the main home screen, it's like, this is a Back to the Future scene. Why the hell is it?
Yeah, because
yeah,
it has
'cause Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson.
Yeah, I know, but
Well, because did you watch the
No, I
making
didn't
of
get
it?
to. Yeah.
Like, and one of the things in there, like one of the first ones I had was a kid, and like the kid brought problems of kids, like you had to have time on set and all that sort of stuff. But they're also like,
Themes.
oh, not just the way he's like.
Was it the kid in the bedroom scene?
I think they maybe reshot most of the kid stuff because they're like he just walked like a kid and stood like a kid. You know what I mean? He's a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And he's like when the guy who does most of the heavy lift, most of the part, and they brought him in.
And he was acting.
He's a man, and like they talk about the bedroom scene, and like Leah was like, "Yeah, I was glad it was him in the suit. it just made it a little bit more comfortable."
I don't think, like, because, most of the if it was made now, it'd be all CGI.
Oh yeah.
And it's so much different watching a practical suit
Yeah.
for the interaction,
Definitely.
as opposed to something that would have been in CGI.
Yeah.
Or at least a dude in a mocap suit.
Yes.
Someone looking at, balls on a suit.
Those little feet.
Yeah.
Those little feet were so funny.
So, it wasn't bad.
It blew me
Tim
away.
Roberts was excellent.
Because you hadn't seen it,
I
right?
had not seen it.
And you really liked it.
I liked it, man. I enjoyed it. The suit blew me away. Like the
Oh, for 1986.
how it
100%.
worked and how expressive it was, and I just was like, man, that's insane.
Crazy.
That's great. And yeah, the movie overall, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I can understand why it was slammed at the time. I feel like it was ahead of its time, 100%. Like if that came out now,
Go that far.
Well,
Yeah.
like there's
well, ahead of its time, as in like people today are more
if this movie
open-
came out now, people would go for it better.
yeah, the
Yes,
bestiality
yeah.
scene would have went fully ahead.
because like
Oh, not even. Well, did you when you started watching it? No way did you expect to see duck movies.
no,
right?
I did not.
You
That
know,
was one of the
like-
first things I said watching
Yeah,
it. I'm
yeah.
like, I did not expect to see duck boobs in this, and it was very early.
Yeah.
You've got movies like Sausage Party coming out,
Yeah. 100%.
so
Well, when
Yeah.
I was watching the same thing, I thought it would so go over better. Obviously, how it was in things, but Guardians, everybody loved to talk in CG raccoon. But at the time, people you see little suit, they Ewoks, and it's just cheap. It's just
Yeah.
a little guy in a thing.
oh, it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
Plus, pop culture wasn't pop culture.
Nah.
No.
It
Yes,
was,
yes.
and this is their first entry
They
into
did
it.
not.
Like, there's, you're digging deep for your first movie. Like, you're not starting with something that's just a little bit, and it's and this is what I was trying to explain to, because Dana was lucky enough to watch it, and I've got some quotes from her. In a second.
Excellent.
So, and I saw, she's like, so it's superhero. I said, no, he's literally like, it's parallel universe, and that's where later on when Tim Robbins explained, and that the scene where it's got the ducks evolving is just sensational. But it's like, yeah, it's just a parallel and how he wants to get home. It's just, and she's like, I'm like, I think we're about 20 minutes in. I'm like, what are you thinking? She just stared at me. And I'm like, I can tell. She's like, no, it's all right. It's only got like 20 minutes left, doesn't it? And I'm sitting there going, I know this movie goes for like an hour 50. And then it gets about halfway, I pause it, and she sees the thing come up on the screen. Is that seriously how much time's left on this? I'm like, yeah, so she looked at her phone for most of it. When it did finish, That was all kinds of terrible, is what I got from her. And part of it I can't understand. Like that last scene with the plane, like the little...
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Like, because that's exactly how does that cut? Like, that is so family playful.
yeah.
You just, and then like the Ferris Bueller dude is
Now-
just.
And he's got... So
Yeah,
Ferris
I know,
Bueller
but
dude's
it's
got a lot of
just
bad
chewing.
connotations around him these days
Yes,
too,
yes,
so that doesn't help it. But I have to say, his acting was phenomenal. He was
Yeah,
so
he was
good.
The doctor.
That diner scene...
No,
Yeah.
That diner scene was just... The special effects... Oh, man.
Even the
it was-
doctor was. Yeah.
No, the scientist.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent.
We also had our
It's so over the top.
first reference of mutants in the Marvel Universe, where he calls someone a mutant. There's a Conan reference in there. He's like, "You're not Conan." Like, he doesn't say the barbarian, but he tries to lift something. She's like, "You're not Conan," and I'm like, "Oh, a Conan reference." And I just loved him, just typical hairless apes. He's just going off hairless apes. So yeah, God, it was bad.
I think one of my favourite parts is like when they're in the plane and he's like getting all the people who are doing duck hunting into
Yes.
Oh, and how they're all falling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but not only that, but he's coming out with like the Japanese like
Oh,
cards lines.
yeah.
It's like Tono. It's like
So that means
There's a
World
simpler times.
War II happened in these duck planets.
Yeah.
Japanese ducks.
wow.
Yeah.
It's a gem of a movie. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Like the creature effect was pretty cool at the end because it was all
Yeah.
practical, you know.
Just look like
Super
Frankel.
Yeah. Well, look, he's like, I bet you it was like a disregarded
Oh, for sure.
design. Yeah. But that was cool.
Now, Leah Thompson, I think if you're a fan from Back to the Future and maybe Caroline in the City, and she's at a peak. Absolute peak. And again, Dave might have called it bestiality. I call it being friendly. She was just helping out a stranger in kind.
Yes.
Interspecies erotica.
And he's not a beast. He's an alien, thank you.
Yes.
A lost soul.
I'm surprised. She did
Crop top.
her
Wow.
own singing and
Yes, she
playing
did.
and stuff.
yes.
Like
Oh.
doing.
She still owns the Les Paul and still plays the songs every now and again. I was reading some trivia.
Yeah,
The
that was
movie
them playing in the movie.
The movie was
Singing
that
and playing.
exciting. I was reading some trivia during it from IMDb. And actually some interesting trivia around
That's
it too.
really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was them playing.
And her singing.
Yeah, her singing.
Wow, that's never the case.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think she had to fight a bit for it to let him. And then that would have been cheap.
Yeah,
And
we're not paying you extra.
so glad it was her because it could have been Sarah Jessica Parker, who was also up for the role.
I wouldn't watch that.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't need Phil up in that movie.
Duck and horse.
Oh, jeez.
Definitely is.
Yeah, there's
I watched it with Steph and she really liked it too.
Yep.
She possibly even liked it more than me.
She has the strangest taste in stuff. I
yeah,
love.
she's with you though. So
The first 10 minutes, she was like, I think I'm going to like this movie.
Excellent. She's the best.
wow.
That was good. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen it and you've just heard bad stuff, give it a watch. You know
Yeah.
what you're getting into. It's
You
not.
don't like it, you don't like it. But it's not terrible.
Nah.
For its time, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
All I could think when I was watching it, and like,
Yeah.
it used to be ragged on as like the worst comic book. Well, I mean, I've seen plenty of worse superhero comic book movies in the last
Suicide
5
Squad,
years.
Suicide Squad.
Had that Hellboy remake.
Oh my god.
Like heaps
Fantastic
of
Four.
things. Yes.
Fantastic Four.
Heaps of things worse than
Catwoman.
this. Amazing
Even Michael-
Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Even Michael B. Jordan couldn't say Fantastic Four.
That movie was. Oh my goodness.
I will
There's
never
a lot
forget
worse.
that night watching that movie. I will
Ran
never
to the
The
forget.
best was the 10 of us afterwards,
Yeah.
just in a circle, just going, "How shit was that?"
Just remember Nitton's face when Doctor Doom comes up.
Not the
That's
Doctor
like-
Doom.
Yeah.
He's not in that movie. He's not in that movie at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Is
'cause
he,
he's not a
is he in the
doctor.
other one though?
No, no. I don't think I've seen a Doctor Doom in a movie.
Yeah.
So,
And Julian McMahon was more of a Doctor Doom than whatever that
Ain't that a
garbage
sad
was.
state of affairs?
I know.
Yes,
Right?
Oh, but he can pull off the arrogance. I
Yes,
feel.
yes.
Like when you
Julian
cast him,
McMahon.
yeah,
Yeah.
The casting's not that bad.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
They nailed it.
Yeah,
but they
maybe
just didn't make
it wasn't Doctor Doom.
Yeah, King. That's what you got to do, Doctor Doom.
so out of 10, what did you give Howard?
Oh, yeah. It's hard to judge because it is so weird and it is so all over the place. But for my enjoyment levels, I'd give it a 7.
7? Yep. For me?
5.5.
5.5. We're all over the shop.
Because it's all over the shop.
It's all over the shop,
Yeah.
man. Like
Yeah.
It's probably slow.
it's slow.
It's
It needs
hour
to pick up the
50.
That plane.
It's almost
seemed
2
like-
hours.
That's what I nearly fell over at.
It's
When I
almost
first brought it up
2
on Amazon, I'm
hours.
like, nearly 2 hours. Come on.
For a 1986 movie,
Yeah.
2 hours. For
And I got her
something-
to say yes to it before she even knew anything about it. And then I went 2 hours. Oh, hell.
Trouble here.
You got to establish the law though.
5.5, maybe 6.
5.5.
It's not terrible.
I
No,
give it
it's
an 8.
not.
Maybe I should read.
Yeah, we know.
If you like it, you like it.
Yeah, that's right. Don't
I'd
change
watch
it.
it again.
You like
I'd
it more
watch
than
again.
Spawn?
Yeah, I won't be watching it again anytime soon.
You
But
liked it more than Spawn?
I've liked it enough.
More than
Spawn?
I definitely liked him more than
I think I did. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. No, fair enough.
See, I've got nostalgia with Spawn.
Yeah, I like. You know,
Yeah, that's a
And-
hard
and
one.
Liquid-
to-
Liquid
I can
Armor.
watch Spawn more than.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Spawn's
watch.
more entertaining,
I
I
don't-
feel, because it's more
Yeah.
punchier, and it's not that.
I don't think I'd
slow
watch
too.
Howard the Duck again.
Yeah, Liquid Armor.
I'd probably give it a 7.
7?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard because it's hard.
Because like I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
never looked.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I never looked at the time.
So it's about 6.5 out of 10 from
Yes, I
combined
yeah.
all of us. So yeah.
Towards the end, I did feel a bit like, oh, this is taking a while.
Yeah,
the plane scene.
That
Yeah.
plane scene took way too long.
Yeah.
for nothing.
Tongue in the cigarette lighter.
I need power.
So good, so good,
Oh, man.
so good.
I like how he gets like just decrepitly worse in looks.
Yeah.
as it
Yeah.
goes along. It's good.
The makeup job on him is really good.
Oh, sorry. Put it up to a 6 because that diner was like a full barbecue diner that got taken over and they made it a sushi
Yeah,
restaurant.
like what is that, eh?
I had to pause it and go back and went, hang on. And then if you're at the end where they're waiting at the front, you can see there was like an old school Texas barbecue and they just put a sign straight over the top that says sushi.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, 6
So 6.5
For sushi.
for sushi.
out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't eat
for-
sushi.
Yeah, it's not as
Duck.
bad as I'd read. You know, all I think
Yeah, definitely not.
it's terrible and garbage, and I had no recollection of it. I guess for a reason, because I don't think I ever actually finished
What's
watching
up,
it as a kid.
I
Yeah,
have a recollection of it.
Well, because as a kid you would have got bored.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as soon as he sort of gets there and he's going to her,
And there's gags that you wouldn't
Oh,
get. And,
none of it.
You know.
or just the whole working at the brothel was.
Well,
so
she was
strange.
weird. Like her attitude when that the counselor woman came in, they're going to find him a job, and I'm like she just
Yeah.
I always get my job. I'm like calm down, love. Like
Yeah.
very strange, but it was.
Yeah, that's a bit where it tripped me. It's like,
Oh, it's, everyone, it's okay with
Yeah.
Duck now. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, she's like, you can't. You know, she thinks she's wearing a costume to get out of getting a job. Is what the deal is there.
Yeah, the whole thing's just.
Yeah, but yeah,
So
it's
strange.
So what's next?
Yes.
Sky High.
Sky High.
Villains.
That is my pick for next week.
Sky High.
Sky High.
Sky High.
Plus,
So
Disney Plus?
He's on Disney Plus.
So I have definitely not seen this
Yeah,
one. So
I've
Me
seen this.
neither.
So-
I had a feeling none of you would have seen this because it is a freaking millennium.
out of our age group,
Yeah.
when it came
I
out.
remember
Is it the
Came
kid from
out-
Almost Famous in it?
I don't know.
No, it's Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt
Yeah,
Russell.
no, I know he's in it. but
And
There's the-
Kelly Preston.
I was nearly tempted to go watch it at the time just for Kurt Russell, but I was like, kids, you know?
This was essentially E for Everyone Invincible.
Oh,
Kid.
I see.
Kid is the child of the world's strongest superhero. His mum is also
yeah, it is.
yeah, his mum is also a superhero, and he hasn't told them yet, but he doesn't have powers.
Oh,
So he's
okay.
pretending to his dad because he doesn't want his dad to be upset. And Yeah.
You're a failure.
Yes,
Or
yes.
a disappointment.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
and
Daniel Panaback is in it from Flash.
yes, yes.
But there's no Hillary Duff.
Okay.
Well, what's your
Father's
deal?
in it.
Father.
Father's in it. Oh, sold.
Awesome. From Super Troopers.
You've seen Super Troopers?
I don't think so.
You need to watch Super Troopers.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure not.
Okay. What
Alright,
was so
Sky High.
2005, hour 40, done deal. 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, eh?
Shorter than Howard the Duck.
Wait, yeah, what
Hey.
the hell did Duck
I'm
get?
pretty sure it was pretty close to the same.
Was it really?
No. 4.7.
Oh.
Wow.
That's not fair.
Wow.
That's not fair.
Yeah, this is a kids' movie. I don't think that's fair.
5.2 for Spawn. So we're slowly.
Ah,
Move it up the ladder. Or down the ladder.
Down. Alright.
yeah, it's a fun movie. I'm concerned about the just the more teen bits of the movie.
It's like there's no
okay.
singing in it.
No,
Yeah, it's
no,
not-
there is no singing in it.
I like a good family adventure type of movie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I enjoy that.
Like The Incredibles. It's a great movie.
That-
Incredibles is one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. Still,
Yeah.
It's just a great movie.
Yeah.
Whether it be comic book or animated, it's just a good movie with
heart.
heart and also lessons and
Great Fantastic
So
Four movie.
it's
Best fantasy movie.
a kid. He doesn't have powers. He hasn't told his dad that he doesn't have powers, and his dad is very excited about him having powers. And he starts his first year out of high school for superheroes.
Isn't school in the air?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They take a flying
that's
bus
what I
to
sort of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sky High.
No, I'll watch that next week.
Yes. Smart Dave.
Next week.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
That's about it, I guess.
Like, comment,
Subscribe.
subscribe.
Well, Star Wars. Anyone watching Star Wars this week?
No, I didn't watch anything.
I watched some more Bad Batch. Bad Batch is good. I like it. Watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch
It's
any
alright.
Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, I didn't watch
I
any
think I'm going
Jupiter's.
to give up on that. It just. I
I'll
didn't like the
give
first
it one more
at all.
episode, but I don't know when. Probably in about 3 years. I never finished watching that. Nah, I'll try to get to it.
Having a chat to someone who read the book, and they said they didn't like it compared to the book.
Yeah, Hung was telling me it's no good compared to
Oh,
the book.
really?
Josh Duhamel.
Because I read like this, like the book, and the book just seems pretty straightforward. There's no Mark Millar-ness
Yeah, yeah.
in the thing. I'm like, okay, I don't think I care.
Yeah.
If it was
There's
Mark
other
Millar
things I'd
weirdness,
rather
I'd
watch,
like,
yeah, 100%.
I'd give it more of a shot. But it just seems like it's pretty straightforward. And Josh Duhamel is terrible.
My plan was to
He's
watch
not good.
more, but then I started watching Love Dove Robots, and I was like, this is way better. I'll just watch this instead. So I was going to watch one a week.
I finished that McMillions. That was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting about the Monopoly scam in
America?
America.
Margaret.
Didn't need to be 6 parts, but there was a lot
A
of
lot of those are
intertwining
like that, eh?
stuff, but it was pretty cool.
Then you have to watch The Founder.
Saying that, watch
you've seen
that.
it?
That's an excellent movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch The Founder. If you haven't seen The Founder out there, people, watch that.
If you haven't seen Macmillan, it's pretty good. It's about how when McDonald's monopoly in America, it was crooked, and no one really won anything for
I'm
Ever.
shocked!
Ever.
since inception until very recently. There was no legitimate winners.
Yeah.
Wow.
All happen to know each other, be related to each other.
It was
Like the
just
feds.
crooked.
So, because it's different in America, where in Australia, where it's just like boats and cars and stuff, you had one piece that was $1 million winner.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. And so these just got siphoned out to different people. And if you got one of those, then you had to start paying, because you got the money in installments. So when you got your installment, then you had to pay money. Oh, yeah, it was crooked as all hell.
And like, didn't the feds make him keep going?
Well, they made them do another one so
Yeah.
they could.
Because they needed to...
So and then they're doing
Suss
a thing like, oh, we're going to interview all the past winners to try and get information out of them. And the guy doing all the talking, he was a Fed. But with the real woman from Macca's, because Macca's had no idea about it. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, 6 parts is full on, but it's in like an hour a piece. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's quite full on. But yeah, The Founder, that is a really cool movie. With what's his name? Michael
Batman.
Keaton. Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's a bit of a dog.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
But he was a smart man.
Yeah.
But,
He got what he
dog.
wanted. Let's just say
Yeah.
that in life.
Yes,
Whether
yes.
it was business or women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you're like, oh, man.
And
As soon
what's
as the
it?
money come in, boom, see you
Yeah,
later.
Hawkeye's misses he got too. That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Velma.
Great.
All right.
That'll do us.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Subscribe.
Comment. Tell a friend. They can tell a friend. And so on. And so on.
I want to see you drink your drink.
Finished.
No.
I don't think
Okay.
I've been drinking it.
Ah, you should
Yes.
take your
Is
hat
it
off.
like doing a rep every time you go to drink?
Did
Well,
so did
not
you work
now,
out
it's
with
empty.
your hat on, or did you take your hat
Yeah,
off?
I can do it. You just have to do it.
Yeah, to change the angle.
Monetize us. We need more drinks.
So like this. If I take my hat off, I would drink like this.
So-
Oh, how's it going to be after a couple of them?
So this week was
That's
lessons
gonna
on
be
drinking. Next week will be lessons on eating.
And it was even full. I put a 600ml bottle of water in there. I only went up to like about here.
Yeah. They're big.
That blows my mind.
About
We
here.
talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And like, 600 max.
We do.
That's about 2 liters, I
We
think.
do.
It's a lot of beer.
Anyway.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go attach the rock of shame.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.